facing critical treatments for cancer and chronic blood disorders. The Red Cross blood supply has dropped about 35% in recent weeks. There's no time to wait. Make an appointment today to give blood by using the Red Cross Blood Donor app, visiting redcrossblood.org, or calling 1-800-RED-CROSS to schedule your donation. Take action and help save lives.
Summer's finally winding down. Our Gettle techs are polishing their tools and getting a little bored. Meanwhile, your water heater's just about worn out. Now's the perfect time to revive it with a Gettle Rejuvenation. Our Gettle techs are ready to run a full system check. Leaks, rust, expansion tank, you name it, we're on it. So don't wait till you're halfway through a shampoo with no hot water. Call Gettle for a plumbing rejuvenation today. Only $129. Gettle, G-O-E-T-T-L. Will keep your water hot, but it's hard to spell.
Wildcats Radio 1290 Studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media station.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Three-time 4A state champ at Salpointe Catholic Daly. That one slips through the glove. Speaking of Daly, she comes on down to home plate, scores run number 8, and walks them off. The Cats victorious in a run rule by a score of 8-0.
Run rule, and then also let's shout out Jalen Adams. That secures the senior transfer, her no-hitter in her debut for Arizona.
A run rule shortened debut. Her teammates congratulate her. That Cats uniform fits even better when you've got a no-no under that belt already.
How about that start to the college softball season for your Arizona Wildcats? A pair of run rule victories. And Arizona getting a no-hitter as well to open things up against Southern Utah. 8-zap in both games. Jalen Adams making her debut in game number 1 and pitching a no-hitter. Now, again, 5 innings, but still, it's a no-hitter. Run rules. They count. No walks, no strikeouts. I'm sorry, no walks, 4 strikeouts. No hits in that contest. She did hit one batter, so unfortunately that kept it from being a 5-inning perfect game.
That's a 1 over the minimum, right?
Adams. Yeah, 1 over the minimum. 1 over the minimum. Great start to the season, though. But guess who's coming to dinner? Oklahoma, the number 3 team in the country, is coming to dinner. Late, maybe early dinner, late lunch, whatever you want to call it, because the game starts in less than an hour. 4 o'clock over at Hillenbrand Stadium. Now, this is different. This is a different way. Because normally the Candrea Classic is a tournament-style event, but it's not that this year. It's 5 games played against 2 different teams with the doubleheader yesterday for the Wildcats against Southern Utah, and then the 3-game series that will commence tonight against the number 3 team in the country. But what an opportunity to have for this club to open up against the perennially the best team in all of college softball, and they have been really for this entire century. I mean, you can just call the 21st century the century that is Oklahoma softball, because they've absolutely dominated this century. It's really when they became good, was earlier in the 2000s, and they have just totally taken this entire sport by storm. Yeah. Back in the day when it was Arizona and UCLA were essentially the competition. Now, again, they didn't win their first title until 2013. But the titles have come aplenty since then. 13, 16, 17, 21, 22, 23, 24 before Texas knocked them off their platform last year and denied them an opportunity to win a 5th straight national championship.
They did win in 2000.
Yes. Oh, did they?
Yes.
Oh,
so
okay.
their first ever
My bad.
College World Series appearance, DK, was in the year 2000.
Right, 2000.
They won that year. What if I told you 18? So they made their first ever College World Series appearance in the year 2000.
Right.
They've made 18 College World Series since then. So, yeah, perennially, what's that, 80%, 85% of every College World Series since the turn of the century. And, yeah, I mean, the last 10 years, they've just been so dominant.
Yeah. I mean, it's been an unbelievable run for Patty Gasso and that program. And they are in town tonight, a 3-game series. Game 1, again, will commence at 4 o'clock over at Hillenbrand Stadium. And then they'll also play games tomorrow and Sunday. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. Tonight is Blue Pom Poms giveaway. Is that different than the pom pom we got the other day? Was that the blue one, or is this like a totally blue pom pom?
I mean,
because I think the one I got had
first
red
of all,
in it
it's
as
navy.
well.
It's not blue.
That's true.
Navy is the color.
All
Cardinal
right.
and navy. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a pure blue one. But
No.
maybe we'll see.
No, all right. Military Appreciation Night and another blue pom pom giveaway. So they're actually giving away blue pom poms all weekend long. So you can get, if you don't get one tonight, you can get one Saturday and or Sunday. They are giving them away at every single game. Sunday's game at 11 a.m., Super Bowl Sunday. So you can go out, support your Wildcats early, and have plenty of time to get home for the tailgating and the Super Bowl parties. We want to talk about that. Are you having a Super Bowl party? I mentioned that for the first time this year, I have my own snowbirds. So we are going to be having our Super Bowl party over at the Airbnb of one of the snowbirds. A couple of these snowbirds that have come in who have flown in for the winter. So it's going to be a fun time on Sunday, and you can start that off. Final game of the series between the U of A and Oklahoma. Let's hear the highlights from Game 1. Last night, Arizona, Southern Utah.
Fights it off up the ladder, running play, big out, no double play to be had, but it's thrown away into right field. And the Cats are given a break that time. They score their first run. Unfortunate for Southern Utah, and I'll tell you why. Baker made a heck of a pitch, that's why. 3-2, lined into right center field. Look at her fly. Touching first, now second, on to third, with the slide, a triple for Serenity.
Would have liked that to been a little bit more inside for Baker, and so you get that. And Serenity Trice can handle it with her barrel. She finds a gap, and man, her speed, I was thinking 3 the whole way. Yeah, we cheer for our sport for sure.
Lifted, left field. That one is gone, and they cheer for Jenna Sniffen. Her first home run of the year, the talented third baseman, the sophomore. Into right center field, that one is down. Beal looking to have a big offensive year. Gets it going on opening day with a double. So the Glove women at third and short pitch in offensively.
Yeah, these are the hitters at the bottom of the lineup for Arizona that I'm going to keep my eye on this entire season. Jenna Sniffen and Taylor Beal, 2 of the best defensive players you will find in the country. If they can do this offensively, this is a great sign for Arizona. That was a nice piece of hitting from Beal. They're sitting on that changeup.
1-0 the count to Serenity Trice. Her Arizona debut, we've already seen the athleticism, the speed, a single and a triple. Line drive, beautiful approach, doesn't overswing, plates a run, into second. Don't think she'll hit again, but she's a homer away from hitting for the cycle. Double and an RBI.
Goes up to get this pitch, and the location, I think this ball ends up almost at her head, it may be even higher, and she goes to get it. I'm telling you, this 1-2 punch of Reagan Shockey and Serenity Trice is just gonna be cinema.
3-time 4A state champ at South Point Catholic. Daly, that one slips through the glove. Speaking of Daly, she comes on down to home plate, scores run number 8, and walks them off. The Cats victorious in a run rule by a score of 8-0.
All right. 8-zip. That was the score in both games, but it started off the season. So, and I mentioned yesterday there are some new names, in this lineup for Caitlin Lowe. Jenna Sniffen, she's back, sophomore. She went 2 for 3, hit a home run. Taylor Beal, one of the best shortstops in the Big 12. She went 2 for 3, drove in a run. Regan Shockey at the top of the lineup in center field. She went 2 for 3. Drove in a run. You don't know Serenity Trice.
Bro.
But you're going to know Serenity Trice real soon.
I had to, take my glasses off and check to see if Kenny Lofton wasn't out there.
Right, exactly.
She is amazing.
That girl's got wheels.
So she got a triple, and basically the right fielder, I believe it was, fielding it, had barely gotten the ball throwing towards the infield by the time she reached third. And then she scored from second on a sac fly to right.
Well, that is Kenny Lofton.
Right, where they robbed a home run. But the most impressive one to me wasn't either of those. It was the double in which, DK, she hit a pitch that had to be 6-8 inches above her head. And she just roped it into left for a double and scored 2. So, yeah, really impressive debut.
Serenity Trice, 3 for 3 in game 1, 2 runs scored, drove in a run. I mentioned Kenny Lofton famously to clinch the Cleveland Indians' first trip to the World Series in some 40 years, scored on a sac fly from second base. And that's what Serenity Trice did on day 1 of her Arizona Wildcats career.
Kenny Lofton ever have any dance moves like Serenity did?
Yeah,
every time she got on a base, she was getting funky with it. It was great.
I saw that. She's got some moves out there. Does Serenity Trice. Plays second base for the Arizona Wildcats. All right, so that was game 1. Well, let's get a break in here. We'll come back. We'll talk about Jalen Adams and what she did in game 1. We'll hear from Jalen Adams. Both transfers. Serenity Trice was at Iowa State last year. Jalen Adams also transferring in to the Wildcats program from an Iowa school. The other school in Iowa, the Hawkeyes, a Iowa native from Fort Dodge. We'll hear from her on her no-hitter. Straight ahead. DK on the Sports Tip, getting you set for a 4 o'clock game. Now, you won't hear it here, but we will keep you up to date. 4 o'clock, Arizona, 18th ranked, number 3, Oklahoma, at Hillenbrand Stadium. And you will be able to see that on ESPN+. The ESPN Plus with Darren Sutton and Kenzie Fowler-Quinn on the call. Let's get a break in here. We'll come back and more on the Arizona softball start to the season. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Okay, guys, no one likes to think about it, but if you provide for your family, you have to get life insurance. If something happens to you, who pays the mortgage, tuition, and other bills? Ethos makes it fast and easy to get life insurance online in as little as 10 minutes. With no medical exam and just a few health questions, with Ethos, you could get up to $3 million in coverage. Some plans as low as $2 a day, billed monthly. Get your free quote today at ethos.com/Jim. ETHOS.com/Jim.
Empower. Pete's back on the links with all new golf clubs and hopefully less swearing.
Dang, sliced it.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money so he can be a little bad.
Heads up!
Oof. Talent sold separately.
Guy said these were slice proof.
At least he has money for lessons. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Navy Federal Credit Union can help you dominate debt with the Platinum Card. Transfer your credit card balance to the Platinum Card within your first 60 days and get a 0% intro APR for 12 months. Our members could save thousands of dollars over the promo period. Visit NavyFederal.org/platinum. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. After the intro rate expires, variable APRs are 10.24% to 18% based on creditworthiness. Rates are subject to change. ATM fees for cash advances are up to $1 at non-Navy Federal ATMs. Offer ends 3/31/2026.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your sports IQ to work on the games you know best. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. Buy or sell your predictions all game long. Trade every play with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
O'Reilly Auto Parts can help take the guesswork out of your check engine, ABS, or maintenance light with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. O'Reilly Veriscan can identify the most likely problem with just one scan. So if you need help, O'Reilly Auto Parts can recommend a shop for you. Don't ignore a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today. It's a free service exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Download our app. It slaps. Nobody covers Southern Arizona sports like we do. Don't miss out on any of the highlights, stories, and analysis. The flagship home for Arizona Wildcats athletics, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
We're here at a local Tucson tobacco store where evil high tobacco prices have gone up yet again.
Look, up in the sky.
I'm Captain Tobacco, here to fight evil high tobacco prices.
My hero.
Remember, citizens, save up to 40% on your favorite tobacco products at Tobacco Barn.
Look at those muscles.
Stand back while I hang 5 on these evil high prices.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products. You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation. And save up to another $3 off with a coupon at TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
He did it!
That's why I'm Captain Tobacco, fighting high tobacco prices everywhere.
Hooray! My hero.
Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check TobaccoBarnTucson.com.
Tell them Captain Tobacco sent you.
Oh, brother.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. I-10 near Emparita Road with some slowdowns due to road work, slowing on eastbound I-10 near Emparita Road. And also travel is busy. It's mostly due to road work at Ajo and Keno and Ajo, Irvington and Palo Verde. Also some usual slowdowns westbound Grant at I-10. 52 the overnight low, 72 partly cloudy tomorrow on Sunday, 80 and sunny. 77 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders. Nothing brings friends and family together on game day like delicious King's Hawaiian Sliders. Bring them to the big game table and be the real MVP. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your local store. Football and King's Irresistible Hawaiian Sliders. There's nothing like it.
There's only one place to catch Brian Jeffries, the voice of your Arizona Wildcats.
Grabbed by Del Orso, who drives the baseline and slams it home. He did what?
We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. If you were out at Arizona softball for the opening night last night, I want to hear from you. I watched some of it on the TV, on the telly. I didn't get a chance to get out there. So let me know what you think. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to get out there this weekend. And I may see if I can sneak by on Sunday. Obviously, we've got basketball things happening tomorrow that will prevent me from getting over there. But you can, because the men's game should end right about the time the game is starting. This game 2 of the series with Oklahoma is starting. So you can head right on over from McHale Center to Hillenbrand Stadium and check out your Wildcats.
You know, it'd be great, DK, is if we saw a lot of U of A alum, infamous, famous superstars at that softball game on Sunday.
That would be cool. That would really be
they're
cool.
in town, right?
Yeah, they're here. They are here. It is the celebration of the 2001 Final Four national final team for your Arizona men's basketball team. We spoke with Jason Gardner on Wednesday from that team. Coming up a little bit later in the 4 o'clock hour, we will talk to one of the locals who was a member of that squad. One of the Tucsonans who was on that roster. The only one of 2 teams to ever go to a national championship game for the Wildcats. And that's John Ash out of South Point Catholic High School. I understand John is a big-time commercial real estate man here in Tucson. So we'll find out what's going on with his career in that and how he ended up being a part of the Wildcat basketball program. John Ash out of South Point Catholic. He'll join us coming up in the 4 o'clock hour. All right, Jalen Adams, transfer from the University of Iowa. Okay, so your transfer portal. Let's just run down it real quick here. We talked about Serenity Trice in the first segment. She's out of San Diego Cathedral Catholic. That's our guy Rich Herrera's school. I think his son went to Cathedral Catholic, so maybe they even knew each other there. She was at Iowa State, transferred in. Looks like a big-time performer. Grace Jenkins, transfer in. I think she was here last year, though, if I'm not mistaken. Grace was here last year from UConn. Janae Berry from Indiana. Jalen Adams from Iowa. Telly Jennings from San Diego, University of San Diego. Sydney Stewart, who was here last year, but transferred from Washington. Kiki Escobar, who had the game-winning hit, the walk-off hit in Game 2 yesterday, transferred in from Oregon State. Camila Cepeda played at Pima, so JC transfer. And then Addison Duke has arrived after spending her freshman season at Ole Miss. So it is a transfer-laden roster, but the story in Game 1 was the pitcher, Jalen Adams.
How about this start? Here's a fresh face, even though she is a senior. The transfer in Jalen Adams. It's a pitcher and an arm that Arizona is very excited about because she has big game experience. And you really can't teach experience, and so you transfer her in. She has been there. She has done that. Has a variety of pitches that we'll see. She really likes to spread the plate east to west. If you're facing a slapper, you want that ball up.
Slaps it right into the defense, zipped on across the diamond. Check, check, check. It's Kez Lucas over there. That's a crazy number. 7 strikeouts and 162 plate appearances. And on 1-2, pops it up over the first base side of the dugout, right up against that backstop in the screen as well. Sydney Stewart makes the play. Adams won 25 games a season ago. Buried that right in on the knuckles, and a nice job by Serenity Trice. I'll tell you why. It took a little hop to her midsection, and she didn't panic.
Just depending on who you are and what your makeup is, sometimes that's where some girls can thrive.
2-2 elevated. I was about to say last year, her K rate spiked for the first time in her collegiate career. She started missing more bats.
Well, I love the change of vision here. We had seen a lot of curves to both sides of the plate, so finally climbing the ladder, going upstairs with the rise.
That's a clinic. I mean, that is a flat-out clinic, that inning. Kenzie's breaking it down. You're watching it. Jalen Adams, I think we're going to enjoy your stop here in Tucson, Arizona. How about that pitch over the outside corner to started it off the plate away. Screwball electric, and a strikeout to end things this inning.
How about a walk-off run rule? And then also let's shout out Jalen Adams. That secures the senior transfer, her no-hitter in her debut for Arizona.
A run rule shortened debut. Her teammates congratulate her. That Cats uniform fits even better when you've got a no-no under that belt already.
She had previously thrown a no-no in her college career at the University of Iowa. Last year, she was 25-6, 2.18 ERA with 130 strikeouts. Over a career, 245 strikeouts in 3 seasons at the University of Iowa. So like you heard Darren Sutton say, there's somebody that comes to Arizona with a lot of big-time Big Ten experience. And on night number 1, just one batter over the minimum, a hit batter, they kept her from getting a 5-inning perfect performance. Let's hear from Jalen Adams with the broadcast crew.
I do need to set this up slightly because in case you're not familiar with the trend Oftentimes teammates will start piling every single thing they possibly can onto the person being interviewed.
Which is why she'll be laughing.
So if you hear Jalen Adams laughing a lot during this, that's what's happening.
Yeah.
There's a new kid in town, and her name is Jalen Adams. And Jalen, are you hearing us down there?
Yes, I can hear you.
So tell me a little bit about, A, why you chose Arizona, and B, the follow-up is the fun one. How'd your debut feel?
I chose Arizona just because I really wanted to push myself for my senior year, and Arizona has a legacy here like no other, so I knew it was going to be a good school to push me. And then about my debut, I felt really good coming out. I knew my teammates would have my back, and they did, and it was great, and I love the energy. It was awesome.
You're looking amazing. Your battery mate, Sydney Stewart, was one of those that was putting the batting glove on your head or whatever. But I just wanted to ask about her and working with her. You guys are both seniors, both transfers. What is the dynamic between you and Sydney behind the plate?
I mean, she's a competitor. She pushes me every day. Never lets me cut any corners, and it's just been great working with her, especially her being a transfer as well. I feel like she's given me some wisdom and shared a lot of really cool information about what the process was like. So it's been amazing working with her.
Gonna get geeky and statty on you before I let you go. So last year your ground balls went up, your strikeouts went up. How did you evolve last year? How have you evolved this year?
I would say probably a big shout out to my pitching coach last year, and then Christian's done a really good job here building off of that. And then just being consistent with my workload and really pushing myself in the weight room. I feel like all those factors, along with having an amazing defense behind me, has really helped me up my game.
So you think you're gonna like it here then, huh?
I think so.
All right, congratulations. It was fun to watch you work.
Thank you.
Incredible day today to be an Arizona Wildcat. First up, Game 1, Jalen Adams, she was dynamic.
Opening day no-no for the senior, and she just looked so confident. She looked dialed in, and you know that her heart rate was high. This is her debut. Yes, she's a senior, but you make the transfer, a big move. You heard her talk about what it means to be an Arizona Wildcat and join the tradition, not only of just this program, but being a pitcher in this program, and just so exciting.
Needed just 53 pitches, did Jalen Adams, to get that victory in Game 1. Let me just check before we go to break here. We'll come back and we'll have more on what happened in Game 2, but I just want to see if we have the lineup yet for Game number 2 and if she's getting the ball in the circle to start things off here against the number 3 ranked Oklahoma Sooners. All right, I'm not seeing a lineup posted yet on the Wildcats Twitter page. We'll keep an eye on that and see if she's getting the ball once again. DK on the sports tip. It is 520-848-1290 is the number to get on the program. We're going to talk some Super Bowl, obviously, coming up. We'll have all of our Westwood One top plays, what they think you should do, what we think you should do. We'll get into all that as well. I mentioned John Ash is going to join us also later in this hour. We're going to chat with Todd Holthouse, the head coach of the women's basketball team at Pima College. They are having a fabulous season, one of the many ranked teams up on West Anklam Road. There's a ton of them. We'll tell you about all of those teams as well. DK on the sports tip. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Okay, guys, no one likes to think about it, but if you provide for your family, you have to get life insurance. If something happens to you, who pays the mortgage, tuition, and other bills? Ethos makes it fast and easy to get life insurance online in as little as 10 minutes. With no medical exam and just a few health questions, with Ethos, you could get up to $3 million in coverage. Some plans as low as $2 a day, billed monthly. Get your free quote today at ethos.com/Jim. ETHOS.com/Jim.
Navy Federal Credit Union can help you dominate debt with the Platinum Card. Transfer your credit card balance to the Platinum Card within your first 60 days and get a 0% intro APR for 12 months. Our members could save thousands of dollars over the promo period. Visit NavyFederal.org/platinum. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. After the intro rate expires, variable APRs are 10.24% to 18% based on creditworthiness. Rates are subject to change. ATM fees for cash advances are up to $1 at non-Navy Federal ATMs. Offer ends 3/31/2026.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer? Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side, your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed. Shop now for a limited time. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
It's DK on the Sports Tip. Did you hear what we were talking about?
A Cinco de Mayo party tomorrow at 6 p.m.
Maybe I'll see if I can get somebody to come in and maybe do some mixology. And
it's just sweet and sour that we're drinking on air, right? Like there's no actual adult cocktails in there.
Whatever.
Mocktails.
Exactly.
Insert big wink, nudge, nudge.
DK on the Sports Tip, Monday through Fridays at 3, right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
Hey, Ron.
Gary.
Gary. William. Ron.
Gary.
Hey.
Okay, we got that out of the way. What's on your mind?
I don't think people should pay their bills.
That sounds
illegal. Let me finish. I don't think people should pay their bill until 2027 for a brand new system from Alaskan AC.
Wasn't this my idea last month?
Yes, but this is this month, and it's my idea.
Hard to argue that logic. Okay, so the message is simple. Get a brand new heating and air system
installed neatly in just one day with AeroSeal duct sealing
and inspected 5 ways to Sunday. All of it, and make no payments till 2027.
with approved credit. I'm the disclaimer guy.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Now what? No need to complicate things, right? Start this year out with a shiny new heating and air system.
And no payments for a full year.
Seems like we're forgetting something.
No, I did the disclaimer thingy.
Can't put my finger on it. Oh, schedule now at alaskanac.com.
That's it. Can't forget that part.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. No application fee if you apply by February 11th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
It's the biggest game on the planet, and nobody breaks it down like Jim Rome.
Who do you think will be the last one standing this year?
Fearless debate and the best callers in sports.
On any given week, you have lots to beef about. Take advantage of it. Get up in here.
Big games, big opinions, and zero mercy.
We will get to all of that. You've been warned.
He's the Spitfire of sports smack.
A lot to get to, and I'm not sure you're going to like all of it. I don't even care if you like all of it or not. I have a job to do.
The Jim Rome Show.
What's your beef?
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
You know it. Your neighbors know it. And let's face it, the mailman knows it too. Your yard just isn't what it used to be. But thankfully, Dorado Rock Materials can get you, well, your yard anyway, back to what it once was. And even better, Dorado Rock Materials has just what your yard needs, from decorative rock to boulders and everything in between, brought right to you. And if you need help spreading it, we can help with that too. Dorado Rock Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
State champs again. Yep. Brett Brennan will get doused.
Bear down, Arizona. Thank you to Brett Brennan and your Arizona Wildcats for bringing the cup back home.
Luis Sano dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona.
We are the home of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Let's get ready to go. It's a big time day, man. Let's go.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Yeah, I guess that's a perfect promo to lead into a pretty big piece of news information. Most people would probably say that we've been bearing the lead for the first 32 minutes of this show, talking about softball. But that's how I roll as a former baseball play-by-play guy and play-by-play man for Arizona softball. When I first got here to town, I'm always going to talk about what's hot and what's fresh in terms of our spring sports and sports in season. But there was some big news from Mr. Let's Go today. Brent Brennan got a contract extension through 2030. That announced today by the R. Ken Coit, Director of Athletics Desiree Reed-Francois. Also getting extensions were the offensive and defensive coordinators as well.
Got to.
Seth Dagey gets an extension. Danny Gonzalez, who we saw the other day over at the triathlon
he was nice. He came over and said hi to us.
Yeah, he came by and said hello. He gets an extension as well. And the university increased the overall assistant coach's salary pool, elevating it to, how about this, the third highest salary pool in the Big 12 Conference. How about that?
That's a statement.
Yes, that is a commitment. I think that is a commitment to football. How about that? And I don't know if you saw, CBS Sports did probably a way too early power rankings for the Big 12 Conference next year in football. I don't know if you saw that. Did you see that, JW?
I did not, no.
How about the Arizona Wildcats fourth in the all too early
or they picked
CBS Big 12 power rankings?
Or they picked like 9th preseason last year?
Was it 9th or was it? Yeah, there was a little bit on the
something like that.
Just below the midline, I think was where that was. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they got a lot of good returning. They're gonna have to replace some defensive superstars, right? But yeah, I mean, I think that they project clearly, DK, especially how they finished last season, the way that the buy-in and just the way those guys are playing, and how do you bet against Noah? So
Texas Tech won overall. And then BYU 2, Houston 3. How about that? Houston 3.
Talk about investing in football.
Yeah.
That's the Red Raiders right now.
Arizona 4, followed by Arizona State 5, Utah 6, TCU, Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State, even though they haven't won a conference game in 2 years.
Hey.
Well, we talked to Dave Hunsker yesterday. He's very high.
Yeah.
Very high on the new head coach there. Who won a lot of games in North Texas.
I mean, so much of it is like the bones, right? And what you have to build on and what's happened before you. And so obviously the crazy amount of success they've had down there, I don't necessarily even look at the last 2 seasons in conference, DK, as much as what they've done over the last 25 years. It's kind of an anomaly the last 2 years. So.
How about Iowa State at the bottom? West Virginia 15th, Central Florida 14th, Baylor 13th, Colorado 12th. And here's the thing. Let's do this because I got to get to another break here. We'll talk more about that coming up, and we got an interview on the other side as well. We'll talk more about the extension for Brent Brennan and his football staff in the 4 o'clock hour. It's DK on the Sports Center. We're going to talk some Pima basketball coming up next with Todd Holdhouse of the women's side of things up on West Anklam Road. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Crash Country Club near Speedway on Country Club to the north is Speedway. Got some slowdowns westbound side of I-10 approaching and passing Alvernon. Expect some slowing for travel on Irvington at Palo Verde due to road work, and slowing Ajo and Keno also due to road work. 52, the overnight low, 72, partly cloudy tomorrow, and 77 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders. Nothing brings friends and family together on game day like delicious King's Hawaiian Sliders. Bring them to the big game table and be the real MVP. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your local store. Football and King's Irresistible Hawaiian Sliders. There's nothing like it.
Let's go! You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Don't miss out on any of the action.
7-7 bottom of the ninth. Wildcats would love to end it right here.
As the University of Arizona takes on the Big 12 Conference.
2-2, and it's lined to left for a base hit. Bryfogel's going to be waved around third. Here comes the throw from Hartman. It's headed home. He slides. He's safe, and the Wildcats have won it. Mikalakis, RBI single.
You're listening to the flagship home of Arizona Wildcats Athletics. Wildcats Radio 1290.
In a world in need of a hero, one man rises to the challenge in style. He is just driving the kids to soccer practice. Make every day feel epic in the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid. Pack full of features with up to an EPA-estimated 619 miles of range on select trims, advanced tech, and class-leading interior space. Come on, guys. No cleats on the seats. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603, 562-314-4603 for more details.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Our beautiful Arizona winter weather brings cooler overnight temperatures, which means some of you are now seeing your vehicle's low-pressure warning light. Colder overnight temperatures can lower your tire's pressure just enough to trigger a warning light. But don't worry, many times the solution is simply adding the correct amount of air to your tires. Then get back to enjoying the fantastic winter weather. If adding the air doesn't do the trick, stop by any of our 14-area Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care locations for a free tire inspection and air pressure check. And if you need help with the low-pressure warning light, we fix those too. Mention this radio offer for free installation with the purchase of any new tire pressure sensor. We'll install it in your wheel and rebalance your tires absolutely free. You'll find even more specials to get your car road trip ready at jackfurriers.com. So call ahead, make an appointment online, or just drop by. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
Hey, man. It's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Progressive Insurance knows pets, and one of the biggest differences between people and pets is that we don't eat things off the floor. But dogs definitely will, and it makes them so happy, no matter what it looks like, smells like, or what state of decomposition it's in. We all want to go through life that carefree, and that's also why you should get Progressive Pet Insurance, because they eat things off the floor. So protect your pet from all the questionable life decisions they make. You know where they drink from when you're gone, right? Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or bird seed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Presented by Robinhood. Your money, your move. The NBA trade deadline came and went yesterday. Giannis Antetokounmpo is still on the Milwaukee Bucks. Reports say the Bucks had conversations with teams, but nothing came of it. Now, we look towards the NBA draft as the next milestone in this story. We'll follow along in the summer of Giannis. I'm Chris Black.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you can put your sports IQ to work on the games you know best. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. Buy or sell your predictions all game long. Trade every play with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Super Bowl Sunday coming up. Our coverage will begin at 10 a.m. with Super Bowl preview. We've got coverage at 10, preview, Super Bowl Insider at 11. There's a Super Bowl tailgate show with the Golics. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. Mike Golick Sr., Mike Golick Jr., you hear them. They hosted the pregame show this past season on Monday nights for Monday Night Football. They're hosting a 2-hour tailgate show. That'll go from noon to 2. Then Super Sunday, the official game pregame show, will begin at 2 o'clock and take you to 3. And then we've got the game pregame show. We've got all kinds of levels of pregame show coming up for you. Complete day of coverage. Super Bowl 60 right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. Turn us on and never turn us off. All right, I mentioned that there are a whole lot of ranked teams up on West Anklam Road right now. You've got the men's basketball team, undefeated. They're ranked 4th in NJCAA Division II. You've got the softball team, undefeated right now. They're ranked 6th. You got the men's track team, 16th ranked. Women's track team, 21st ranked. Baseball team, 21st ranked. And you've got the women's basketball team ranked 11th. And coming off a huge win over the rival Mesa Thunderbirds earlier this week, the head coach of the Pima Aztec women's basketball team joins us now, Todd Holthouse, who won his 400th game in his illustrious coaching career earlier this season. Todd, appreciate you taking some time to join us. 400 wins. I every time I've asked a coach about a win total that high, they always say it really just means I've been around for a long time.
That's probably the standard response, and they probably all say that, you know, at some point in time when you're done, you'll look back on it, probably appreciate it a little bit more. But I think coaches are always in the mindset of the next game is probably the most important one. But 400 is pretty cool at Pima, and so, you know, I always look back, and you've seen a number of the teams. It's cool to think back to all those young women that have come through the program, and helps me look good.
Now, Pima Mesa, it is the rivalry of all rivalries, especially when the fact that pretty much this matchup determines the national tournament participant, I should say. I can't talk today. From Region 1. They got you guys earlier in the year down here. You guys went up there and got them by 10. What was the big change from Game 1 to Game 2 against the Thunderbirds?
Well, I think the biggest change is we just have gotten better, and, you know, kids, you know, figure out their roles. The coaches figure out where to best position kids. So, you know, early in January, you know, you're coming off Christmas break. We had a couple different lineup changes that we kind of started instituting afterwards. And so they got us at our place, and I don't think the kids felt very good about it. And so, you know, like you just said, we always circle this one. And so they went up there, and I always tell them, I'm going to coach 100 of these. These are your opportunities. And they really stepped up, and I saw a different team, and I like to think that it's hopefully the team that we're kind of building towards as we come down to the playoffs.
You got obviously your fabulous big back for another sophomore year, Kylie Sowers-Miller. What's she been like this year for you in comparison to what she gave you last year in her first year here, which was tremendous performances?
Right. I think the biggest thing has just been, it's been awesome to watch her grow. She's obviously a dominant basketball player. She was dominant last year, but just to see the young woman she's become off the court, and then you couple that with, you know, how much more serious she takes it this year. She takes a lot of pride in how she performs. The biggest thing last year is she probably played 20 minutes a game, and this year there's been a number of times that I've kept her in for 30 plus, and, you know, someone her size that can dominate and be out of it, that just helps us as a team because we can keep her out there longer. And so I'm just proud of the work she's put in, and she hasn't disappointed. You know, sometimes you worry, you know, can you duplicate your freshman year? Because that was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And she's exceeded everything. All of her percentages are up. Rebounding is always a double-double. And, you know, I think the biggest thing that really helps us, and she probably doesn't realize it as much, but her free throw percentage is up. She's not a great free throw shooter, but she's in the 60s now, which is huge because she gets fouled a lot. And so that's been awesome. So she's been great. And then, you know as well as I do that Malicia Nelson is our unsung
a walking
hero
triple-double.
I mean, she's amazing because I don't know how serious other teams take her, which I'm okay with because then she goes and gets a triple-double. And so in the biggest game of the year, mind you. And so she's kind of the quiet general, and, everybody focuses on Kylie, so it's a real nice 1-2 punch, to be honest.
We're chatting with Todd Holdhouse. He is the longtime head coach up at Pima College. The Aztecs ranked number 11 right now in the Division II NJCAA poll, 18-4. 10-2 in the ACC, and looking forward to hopefully another run and getting back to the national tournament. Okay, so Todd, you've got roughly, I believe, 6 games left to go in the regular season. So you mentioned how the team is kind of starting to find itself over maybe the last 3-4 weeks. What's the finishing touches off now as you guys turn that corner to start to get ready for postseason?
The biggest thing is the attention to detail, because this time, 6 games left, we essentially have everyone in our region one more time. So we've seen each other a couple times. Each team knows what everybody's about, and so now it's the fine-tune details, execute a little bit better, take care of the ball a little bit better, do the little things defensively a little bit better, so that you're not going to change your identity at this point in time. So now it's about, fine-tuning everything and making sure that any cracks you may have, you fill those in and get ready for this stretch run.
Todd Holdhouse is our guest. He is the head coach of the women's basketball team up at Pima College. February, a lot of you know, is Heart Disease Awareness Month. Todd, you ran into some heart issues last year. What happened, and where are you right now with your health?
Well, it's funny because I approached Raymond about this because February is Heart Awareness Month, and so I went through something pretty alarming, I guess you could say, because it kind of caught everybody in my family off guard last summer, and I went in for a routine physical after the season like I always do. I always have great blood work. I always have great vitals, and I literally was about to, get the stamp of approval from the doc, and he asked me, and I have a great doctor, and he asked me, well, is there anything else? And I paused for a second, and I said, you know what, Doc? When Jennifer and I went to San Diego in April, we were just hanging out. We had a couple's weekend away finally, and so she was laying on my chest, and she just said something to me about, your heart beats funny. And I just kind of laughed it off. I'm like, well, I'm a coach, so it's adrenaline, it's nerves, it's anxious, but it did put the seed in my brain that, well, maybe it's something to check out. And so I've always assumed that something like that is probably due to coaching, or I never thought it would be something irregular because everything else has always been so good. And so as I'm getting ready to walk out the door of my physical, I said, you know what? Every once in a while my heart flutters or I feel nervous. I don't know if it's anxiety or what, because I've never really had anxiety. I'm pretty chill off the court. And so I just brought it to his attention essentially. And he basically said, well, let's just do an EKG real quick. And DK, I swear to you, when he walked back in the door, his face was white. He looked at me and just said, dude, your heart is in AFib. So I had no idea what that meant or what it meant in terms of, am I done coaching? Is it surgery or whatever? Long story short, the AFib diagnosis, they tried 3 cardioversions, which is where they kind of shock your heart back into rhythm to get it to stay in rhythm. And that kind of happened throughout, end of May, beginning of June. Had a surprise visit to the ER one morning because I passed out, and the EMTs had to come take me to TMC. And that a lot of that was due to all the medications that they had put me on, and so that led to a 3rd cardioversion. But at that point in time, they decided, well, the cardioversions aren't taking, so we're going to do an ablation, which is kind of where they go into your heart and they use some lasers and kind of create scar tissue in your heart so that it funnels the electrical signal in your heart to get to the right spots and keeps your heart in rhythm. And so since June 16th, I haven't had any heart issues. And in that time, I've weaned off all medication. So as I talk to you today, I'm a lucky dude because I'm not on any meds. I don't have any issues. It was just something that we caught because I decided to man up and say something. And I'm glad I did because, it could have been really bad. And I think the thing that I told Raymond was if one person hears it and decides, you know what, I'm going to say something, then it's worth it. I lost my dad to a massive heart attack when I was 27. And I think the thing that always, keeps in the back of my head is I don't want to leave my wife or my kids too early. So at this point in my life, it's better just to say something and get it dealt with as opposed to try to tough it out. And then you leave everybody else hanging when you miss out on a lot of things in life if you're not around.
Man, yeah, that's absolutely what you just said there. Todd, thank God for wives. They can sometimes pick up on things that we as men maybe miss. And just a simple thing like that, like you said, your wife laying on your chest and it didn't sound right. But having the gumption to be able to say to the doctor, hey, this happened. And for the doctor to be able to move to the right direction as well. It takes a lot of different circumstances, but that's awesome to hear. Are you guys doing anything in particular to honor February Heart Disease Awareness Month in any of the upcoming games at all? Or
no, not at this point. I think the biggest thing was my biggest step is I don't want the spotlight to ever I'm not big in the spotlight, but at the same time I went back and forth on it a little bit and. I said, you know what, Raymond, this is kind of my first step, I guess. Going forward, maybe next year we'll do more. It kind of coincides with Black History Month, and so we always try to make that a focus for the ladies. So maybe next year we incorporate both. So
there you go. And say it isn't so. Jim Rosborough is finally retiring.
Well, yeah, I haven't. No one's got the word retirement out of my mouth yet because I'm not going to say that because. He may miss it to the point where he says, Todd, can I come back to practice once or twice a week? So I'm not closing the door on Roz. If Roz wants to close the door, I'm going to leave that up to him. But yeah, that's what he's hinting towards. And so I'm just trying to savor, every minute I can with him because it's been so much fun for me growing up in Iowa as a Hawkeye fan and him in Lute at Iowa. And then, by happenstance, now we're both at Tucson and I get to have him on our bench for the last 11 or 12 years, and so it's been pretty amazing. So I'm happy and sad at the same time. But he's been awesome. You guys all know that he's a Tucson celebrity, and he deserves to be celebrated that way.
Yeah, like when I first came to town, he was coaching tennis, and somebody said, "Yeah, he used to be a pretty good." I was like, "Oh, he coached basketball too?" I only knew him as the assistant tennis coach when I first got to town over at the University of Arizona. He is a man of many hats, and he has worn them all fabulously for sure. He's kind of like Armando Quiroz. He'll be around. I'm pretty sure he'll be around.
He'll be around.
You'll always have an opportunity to bend his ear on the game of basketball. For sure. Todd, hey, appreciate you coming on, telling your story about your health situation from earlier this year. Glad to hear that everything is going well with that, and looking forward to this stretch run. I'm definitely all these damn Wednesday U of A games has kind of messed things up for me getting up to West Anklam Road. I know the Big 12 schedule is all messed up, but I'm going to definitely get up there. I think for senior night and make sure. In fact, I think we might bring the show up there and make it a celebration of Pima Athletics.
That would be awesome. Thanks so much, DK.
Thank you. Todd Holdhouse, women's basketball coach up at the Pima College. They are, again, the 11th ranked team in the country and in Division II. And they'll win. They're going to be the number one seed in all likelihood in their Division II region and have an opportunity to go back to the national tournament. Once again, 6 straight wins and a win over Mesa earlier this week on the road. All right, DK on the Sports Tip. Coming up at the 4 o'clock hour, we're going to talk some Arizona men's basketball. John Ash from the 2001 National Finalist team will join us. We'll get you your Westwood One Sports top plays on the Super Bowl. All of that coming up. Cricket, too. What's up this weekend? She's got that for you. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Midtown Collision Country Club near Speedway, north of Speedway on Country Club, slowing at the intersection, though mostly on southbound. Country Club approaching Speedway Boulevard. Some busy travel for traffic on Keno, south of Ahaway. There's road work in that area. And also backups on the southbound I-19 frontage road approaching Irvington. 52 the low, 78, partly cloudy tomorrow, 77 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Progressive Insurance knows pets, and one of the biggest differences between people and pets is that we don't eat things off the floor. But dogs definitely will, and it makes them so happy, no matter what it looks like, smells like, or what state of decomposition it's in. We all want to go through life that carefree. And that's also why you should get Progressive Pet Insurance, because they eat things off the floor. So protect your pet from all the questionable life decisions they make. You know where they drink from when you're gone, right? Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hi, I'm Michael from the War and Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
For your big game party, you better pump into Total Wine and More for a guaranteed win. We've got thousands of bottles down every aisle, and prices so low they're gonna make you smile.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Find what you love and love what you find at Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you.
With the lowest prices for over 30 years, find what you love only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly, B21.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
We're here at a local Tucson tobacco store where evil high tobacco prices have gone up yet again.
Look, up in the sky.
I'm Captain Tobacco, here to fight evil high tobacco prices.
My hero.
Remember, citizens, save up to 40% on your favorite tobacco products at Tobacco Barn.
Look at those muscles.
Stand back while I hang 5 on these evil high prices.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products. You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation. And save up to another $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
He did it!
That's why I'm Captain Tobacco, fighting high tobacco prices everywhere.
Hooray! My hero.
Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
Tell them Captain Tobacco sent you.
Oh, brother.
Hey, man. It's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media Station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
today on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hour number 2 of our show on this Friday. So glad you could be with us. Want to hear from you. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. Arizona softball, 18th ranked in the country, getting set to open up a 3-game series with the number 3 Oklahoma Sooners, who went back to the finals for a 5th time in a row last year. However, they did not win the finals as Texas finally dethroned the Sooners off of their pedestal. But they have won, as we mentioned, a whole lot of national championships of late. They have been the dominant program in college softball. This is a monumental task for the Arizona Wildcats to start the season. We mentioned Jalen Adams pitched in Game 1 and pitched a no-hitter yesterday. Let's hear some of the highlights from Game 2 for Arizona against Southern Utah.
Fights it off up the ladder, running play, big out, no double play to be had, but it's thrown away into right field. And the Cats are given a break that time. They score their first run. Unfortunate for Southern Utah, and I'll tell you why. Baker made a heck of a pitch, that's why. 3-2. Tucson native Riley Nielsen back home with their sis on the team as well. Riley deals the 3-2 pitch. Inside corner, that's strike 3. What a time for a perfect spot.
And what a gutsy pitch.
Popped up, left side. Into foul territory, and the Tucson native Riley Nielsen got out of a big mess. We played for Southern Utah, and Arizona are scoreless.
Perfect position. When you drag bunt, that is exactly where you want to bunt it. You want to bunt it right in the middle of everyone. The pitcher, the third baseman, the catcher, and the first baseman.
Back-to-back Shockey does it again. Barehanded throw, and it's an errant throw. Down the right field line it goes. They'll stop Duke at third. Reagan on into second. Speed, putting the pressure on. Don't know if a perfect play gets her. It was a good bunt. The 1-1. Bouncing ball, sneaks it on through. Serenity drives in one. Serenity drives in a pair. That's twice as nice. High fly ball right field to the wall, up and over that wall. An outstanding play, getting to the wall first, getting it into the cutoff man. It trickles far enough away that 2 bases for Serenity and another run. Salvatierra, by the way, I think took away a homer here.
I think this is straight up robbery. Good job by Trice. You've seen her go back to tag right there. Yeah, I think that ball is out of here. She brings it back in. And then how about Serenity Trice scoring from second? Is that a sac fly with her speed?
Earned herself 18 games, 30 plate appearances a year ago. Escobar into center field, trickles on through. Hey, Kiki, you just walked him off. That's great for the senior. She ends tonight, and the Cats pull off a doubleheader sweep. A couple of run rules, 8-0, 8-0.
You know that the chatter in the dugout to Kiki was, we have so much speed on, we have the winning run in Trice at second base, hit it to the outfield, and this game's over. And she did just that. So
Serenity Trice had 5 hits yesterday in her debut as an Arizona Wildcat. She had 3 in Game 1. She had 2 in Game 2. 5 hits. Reagan Shockey had 4 hits in her 2 games yesterday. That looks like it's going to be that's going to be a fun group to watch there at the top, hitting in front of Sydney Stewart. Now, Sydney did drive in a run yesterday. Didn't get a home run, but we know Sydney can hit the ball out of the ballpark. So it's going to be really fun watching Reagan Shockey and Serenity Trice set the table for Sydney Stewart this season. Game number 1 of the series against Oklahoma has just gotten underway at Hillenbrand Stadium. It is not Jalen Adams getting the ball for the Wildcats in the circle. It is, in fact, Janae Berry, the sophomore out of Queen Creek, who is in her first season at the University of Arizona after transferring over from Indiana. She had 9 victories last year in 25 appearances. So a young starter in Janae Berry. So it's a very different rotation than what we saw last year when the Wildcats showed up on opening day and had 8 pitchers. And JW remarked we didn't know how that was going to work with 8 pitchers. This year, looks like maybe they're going to be back down to a normal style pitching staff.
We talked about that quite a bit last year with the 8 pitchers on the roster, but 4. I think 4 is a little bit closer to what we're used to, especially because we talked quite a lot last year, DK, about a lot of the great teams in Arizona softball history always had an ace that could go the distance and really eat up innings. And that's so important at this level to have someone on the mound that you can rely upon. But definitely going to be interesting to see some of these new faces and see what they can do. I got to tell you, I got the game on, and I'm having a hard time listening to you because I'm locked in.
There you go. Locked into Arizona softball to start the season. All right, Wildcats and the Sooners. So we'll keep you up to date on what is happening there in that ball game. Let's see what they've got. This is an opportunity for you to make a statement early in the season. 520-848-1290 is the number to get on the program. Let's hear from Jim. You're on DK on the Sports Tip, Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290 is the number to get on the program.
Jim, turn your radio down for me, please.
Wildcats Radio 1290. Turn your radio down for me, please.
Jim, are you there?
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm Jim right here. What's going on?
Good, Jim. How are you?
Good. Has been waiting to hear the basketball or waiting to hear the baseball game, the softball?
No.
Wildcat talk.
Yeah, exactly. We got Arizona softball just started their game against Oklahoma.
How'd they do last night? That game they won?
They won 2 games last night. Not just one, they won twice.
So, who's pitching tonight?
Janae Berry.
Good game. Good game.
There you go.
Who's your guest tonight?
I'm sorry? Say again. Say again, Jim.
John Ash in the house tonight?
John Ash is in the house. He is coming up, Jim, for you.
Big John Ash. Boy, he was a great little basketball player at South Point Catholic.
What do you remember about those days?
Just watching him about a little 4'7" kid that could shoot.
Now, he wasn't really 4'7". He said he was a small point guard, but I don't think he's 4'7".
Maybe in his ball boy days.
I mean, he was a star at South Point.
Yeah, I think, we'll ask him about, I understand they knocked off Shadow Mountain and Mike Beebe in a game. We'll have to ask him about that.
Those are some good South Point teams.
Yep. He was a good basketball player. Good guy.
There you go.
Well, good talking to you, and good luck to Arizona and all they do this year in basketball and football and everything else.
There you go. Appreciate your call, Jim. Call again.
Yep. Bye. Thanks.
Yep. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. All right. Oklahoma has hit a 2-run home run right off the bat to take the lead against Janae Berry in game 1 of the series against the Wildcats and the Sooners. So things not necessarily off to a good start, but hey, just the first inning. So still plenty of time to go. All right. We've got, again, coming up, John Ash. I mentioned he is going to join us on the show. It is a celebration of the 2001 team that went to the national championship game and lost to Duke. So we are looking forward for the opportunity to hear his story as somebody that grew up here. We've had a number, obviously, recently. You talk about Grant Whiteman, played at South Point Catholic, was a walk-on at the U of A. Will Manah from up at Catalina Foothills, won a state championship for the Falcons. He recently completed his career at the University of Arizona. So we've had a number of young men who have grown up in this community that have had a chance to wear the Cardinal and Navy. But I don't think there's any like John Ash who have had a chance to go to a national championship game.
No. And I mean, such a huge part of the community because obviously spent a lot of time in McHale before he put on that uniform as well. We do have a score update.
Yeah, back-to-back jacks for
Yeah.
Oklahoma. So now they're up 3-0 on the Wildcats. So we'll see if how long Janae Berry can last. Again, this is probably I would think this is probably the biggest game of her career that she's pitched.
Yeah,
in,
she's
so.
going to be fine. She's got to settle down.
Absolutely.
Deep breaths.
The third member of our team is she's glued to that screen up there.
Oh,
You are
I like to watch them
You are
play,
glued.
man.
Yeah. Have
Those
you been to a game?
A long time ago, but
Okay.
man, those girls, man.
See, we got to get you out.
They're strong.
We still got to get you to a Roadrunners game. We got to get you maybe to a softball game. You know, we got to get cricket out and about. The people want to meet cricket.
No, they don't. They don't care.
Let me tell you something. When I go out in public, people are the first person people ask. They don't ask me about. No, they ask me about J-Dub, but he's usually kind of after they ask me about you. People always ask about cricket. Like, what is cricket like?
When I started working here 11 years ago, I was like scared to meet Cricket because she's such a local celebrity.
You guys. Both of you.
You think I'm joking? You think I'm joking?
you both
People
need to
always
stop.
ask about cricket. They do. Your voice is transis. I don't know what the word is.
Transcendent.
Transcendent. Thank you, Jada. He's the smart one.
I'm not smart. I just have a big vocabulary. That's all.
It's transcendent in this town. It is.
Well,
All right.
thank you for saying that. I don't
Okay,
believe
so
you, though.
tell us, and people want to know. People always say they want it every Friday. They want to hear you say, "What time is it? What
No, they
time
wanna
is
hear
it?"
you say it.
They want to hear me say it.
Yep.
I think they really would rather hear you say it.
What
than
time
me.
is it, DK?
What time is it?
It is the weekend. Woo!
They wait for Dubs also his woo.
It's a big weekend. It's a big weekend.
It is
in
a big
Tucson.
weekend. A lot of sports happening. The Super Bowl is this weekend. Is your friend, or our friend, I should say, is our friend having her party
She
this
always
year?
does, right?
Our friend from the Kim FM morning show.
You mean Cricket's bestie?
Yeah, your bestie.
My bestie.
Your bestie.
I believe. Oh yeah, I think that she is. It's
Okay.
next weekend that they're doing the romantic Valentine's Day thing.
Oh,
okay, so my bad for a second.
I thought they
got
did that last week. They went to, or was it their
They did.
anniversary?
That was the anniversary.
Okay.
And then so
All right.
anniversary, Super Bowl, and then Valentine's,
Valentine's
Day. Yeah.
Day.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, yes.
Yes,
All
big
right.
old Super Bowl party.
Shannon's Super Bowl party. See if you can get an invite to that. What else is happening this weekend?
The Gem and Jam Festival through
Yes.
Sunday. Yeah, that's at the Pima County Fairgrounds. gemandjam.com. And of course, the Tucson Gem and Mineral and Fossil Showcase through mid-month, tgms.org, to find all the different locations around town. Maybe you want to get out of town, the Arizona Renaissance Festival in Gold Canyon through March 29th, and Sean Kinney's Nature Pop at Reed Park Zoo. Just a bunch of amazing Lego creations through mid-May. Details about Nature Pop at Reed Park Zoo, wildcatsradio1290.com.
All right, yes, Jim and Jam. I think we talked. It was Josh Pollock. Was that who it was? JW Men that we talked to.
Yeah, that's
Josh.
right. Yeah,
we talked to Josh Pollock, who has been one of the people integral in putting that event together over the course of the last 13 years. So if you missed that interview, head on over to our website. It was one of our episodes of Tucson in Review, I believe 3 episodes ago. I'll get you that number before.
It was, number 112.
Number 112, exactly. So go hear that interview. It's a great story about how that whole event came together around the Gem Show. Lots of great artists, lots of great different genres. It's not just a dance music festival, but there is house music, but there's also a lot of other good genres that are covered as well. So good times. Good times for sure. All right, Cricket's going to come back a little bit later with more about what's happening in Southern Arizona this weekend. Right now, she's getting you home or to your favorite high school basketball game every 20 minutes on the Fives. We'll give you that schedule as well coming up.
And from the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Collision eastbound I-10 near St. Mary's. Collision off on the left side of the road, not blocking. Slowdowns on eastbound I-10 approaching Grant Road to St. Mary's. Other wrecks, Alvernon and 5th Street. Also Country Club north of Speedway Boulevard. 52, the overnight low. 78, partly cloudy tomorrow, and 78 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders. Nothing brings friends and family together on game day like delicious King's Hawaiian Sliders. Bring them to the big game table and be the real MVP. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your local store. Football and King's Irresistible Hawaiian Sliders. There's nothing like it.
Hey, man. It's me, your furnace, man. Hey, can I get a light here, man? I know we live in Arizona, so I understand I'm not, like as cool as your air conditioner. But I still need a tune-up at least once a year, man. So get the best in town, man. Goodfellas AC, bro. Hey, anybody smell that, man? I swear it wasn't me. Okay, it was me.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance, making it easy to save you money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters, you'll earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit Progressive.com.
I'm Dr. Howard Levine, Director of Cleveland Nasal Sinus and Sleep Center. During cold and flu season, I tell my patients the key to staying well is to pull out germs, mucus, bacteria, and viruses from the nose using the Navage-powered nasal irrigator. I irrigate my own nose daily with Navage to stay healthy and after seeing sick patients.
For drug-free congestion relief, trust #1 doctor-recommended Navage. Available at Walmart and Walgreens.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-9336. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-9336. 800-444-9336.
Find what you love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low. It just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hi, I'm Mike Yann with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. 2025 NFL AP Awards were handed out Thursday night at NFL Honors, and Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford was named the league's most valuable player. Seahawks wide receiver Jackson Smith-Njigba won the Offensive Player of the Year award. Meanwhile, Browns defensive end Myles Garrett named the Defensive Player of the Year after becoming the NFL's all-time single-season sack leader with 23. This marks the second time Garrett has taken home the hardware. Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel, your Coach of the Year. Also the second time Vrabel's earned the honor, previously winning in 2021 with the Titans. Pro Football Hall of Fame class was announced for 2026. Drew Brees, Roger Craig, Larry Fitzgerald, Adam Vinatieri, and Luke Kuechly all selected. And considered the league's most prestigious honor, the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award was presented to Commanders linebacker Bobby Wagner. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low. It just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
It is going to be a celebration at McHale Center Saturday. Wildcats, Cowboys, the 2001 Final Four team is back in town. The last to get to that level here at the University of Arizona, all the way to the national championship game. And they did it with one of Tucson's own on the roster, John Ash out of South Point Catholic High School, and he joins us now. John, appreciate you taking a few minutes. You haven't gone very far. You still live here in Tucson. For folks that maybe aren't up to speed on what's happening with John Ash, what are you doing now? What did John Ash turn into after he graduated from the U of A?
Well, I'm in Tucson and I'm doing commercial real estate. So I'm from Tucson, so it's always been home, and it's really nice to still be here.
Is commercial real estate, is that what you had always wanted to do with your career?
So I had originally gone out to California for a couple years, and then came back, got into real estate, and just been doing that since. So I've been in the business for about 20 years, so it's been a fun ride.
All right, so tell us the biggest building in town you've moved.
Well, so I do land assemblage and land acquisition for development. So I've done, participated in a lot of the land transactions for the student housing projects. So the towers that you see next to campus, I've worked on some of those land deals.
So all those big buildings like Olive and whatnot, that's your doing.
So not that specific one, but some of the other projects, I sort of played matchmaker in, and matched the property owner with the developer who ended up building the project.
Nice. John Ash is our guest. South Point Catholic High School, University of Arizona, played on the 2001 national champion, or I should say that national finalist, getting to that final game before losing to Duke. John, let's go all the way back for you, because you actually, my understanding is you started, you came up as a ball boy for Arizona basketball. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. I think when I was like maybe 8 or 9 years old, I was a ball boy. So I was, sitting behind the buckets and, watching some of those Arizona legends play on some of those amazing teams. I think I probably started in, late 80s doing that, and did it maybe for 4 or 5 years. So I got a front row seat to watch some of the greats. It was, as a kid, it's just like those were your heroes. So it was very, very cool.
So give me one player from that era that you maybe got a chance to talk to or rub shoulders with or had a conversation with that kind of left an impression on you.
I mean, frankly, they all did. So, you're rebounding for them, and you're rebounding for, the opposing teams too, and they're kind of messing with you but having fun with you. And then, halftime, you're getting to shoot in front of the crowd, and it was, it was so much fun. And, even back then as a kid, you're dealing with some of the managers and the coaching staff that, later on when I was older and playing, you still had, you remembered from when you were a kid. So it was sort of it's been sort of a funny trajectory.
Arizona basketball grad John Ash is our guest, Tucson native, South Point Catholic grad. So when you're that age, did you believe I'm going to be on this court someday?
I think every Tucson kid aspires to do that. And, I can't remember if that's what I was thinking, but I just remember watching those teams play when I was young, and I was a super fan. I'd watch every game, and, it's like you're so emotionally invested in the team's performance. And I just remember, eating, sleeping, and living Arizona basketball.
We're chatting with John Ash from the 2001 Arizona Wildcats Final Four team. So then how did that work for you? Once you went to, first of all, let's talk about South Point Catholic. You guys played a game and beat Mike Bibby, right?
Yeah, we did. So we had a game against Shadow Mountain when I was a senior, and Mike was a senior, and they came down to South Point, and the freshman game, which, started hours before the varsity game, there was a line out on Copper to get in. And by the varsity game, everybody was so excited to watch Mike play. And, they had some other standouts too. They ended up winning the state title that year. And I think we were also nationally ranked. And so it was sort of the best of Tucson against the best of Phoenix. And we ended up, I want to say it was 105-95. Mike had like 39 points.
Wow.
And then we had some standouts on our team who had a big game. So, but I mean, once in a while, I'll have someone mention I was at the Shadow Mountain game, and it's like, South Point was just bursting at the seams. So it's a fun thing to remember.
So then how did, as you're getting to the end of your high school career with the Lancers, how did things transpire that you were able to get into a position to be able to play at the University of Arizona?
So I think, thinking back, we would have open gyms, and some of the U of A guys would come down and play, Miles Simon and, and then also guys from other high schools in Tucson, everybody would kind of come to South Point Gym and play pickup, and the games were extremely competitive. And, you make friends, and I think what happened was, I had some opportunities to go to some smaller schools and some JCs. I was small and sort of a pass first point guard. And, I had talked to Jim Rosborough at the time as to whether I could walk on. And, they gave me a shot to sort of do a trial where I, came into practice and worked with the guys. And I ended up being able to stay on and help the team. And it worked out really well. And I lived with Miles Simon and Bennett Davison. And, that first year in 96, 97, when we won the national title.
That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. So you were part of both national finalist teams.
Yeah. So the once in a while, I like to give the trivia question. There are three Arizona basketball players who've been to 2 national title games. Who are they?
Justin Wessel is one. We had him on the show earlier this year. I know that.
That's right. So he's one.
The other one, that one, the third one, I don't know.
So it's Eugene Edgerson.
Gene.
And then you can do 3.5 because Josh Pastner was a coach.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, it was fun to have, having bookends as national championship games was just crazy because the first one, at 17, 18, you don't know what's going on. and then by, 2001, I had redshirted my sophomore year. And to go through it again as a, 22-year-old and kind of knowing what to expect it was they were both amazing, but sort of different perspectives, and with totally different teams too. So, it was a great experience and a great 5 years.
So give me from the 01 team. Give me what's the one story you tell when you're with people and they ask you about that team. What's the one thing you tell them?
Well, there's a few things actually. One, that team had just loads of talent, and it was a young team, and one of the things that stands out to me is Gilbert was such a character. He'd like throw our mattress out in the hallway. He'd make coffee in our bathtub on the road. You'd come back into the room and things would just be in disarray, and you had no idea what was going on, but you knew Gilbert was up to something. So, in terms of, kind of the funniness of Gilbert, I talk about that. And then, I remember that season also being heartbreaking just because of,
Bobby.
Bobby passing away and Coach Olson and him having to step away from the team. And, it sort of right-sized everyone and sort of created a bunch of meaning for all of us because, we were doing our best for Coach Olson and just the heartbreak. And then also everyone, when Roz came in, everybody wanted to support him and do well for him. And, everyone kind of dug in and really got focused. And, that season really had a lot of meaning. So I do remember that.
John, real quick, what are you most looking forward to about this weekend?
Oh, definitely seeing the guys. It's very rare that we get to see everybody in one place and get to catch up. And, you try to catch up with everybody, but, sometimes it's longer than you would hope. And I'm just excited to see everybody's faces and talk about old times and, watch this amazing team this year together. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
John Ash, Arizona basketball class of 2001, one of 3 players who played or was on both the national final teams at the University of Arizona. John, appreciate you taking a few minutes to join us. Enjoy this incredible weekend, and we look forward to your continued success here in this community.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Eastbound I-10 near St. Mary's, collision off on the left shoulder. That collision, it's not currently blocking travel, but got some heavy freeway slowing on the eastbound side of I-10, slowing approaching Miracle Mile to St. Mary's. Collision at Alvernon and 5th Street and Alvernon, mostly northbound. Backups on Alvernon approaching 5th Street. Earlier crash Country Club to the north of Speedway Boulevard. 52, the overnight low, 78, partly cloudy tomorrow, 80 and sunny on Sunday, and 78 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Nothing Brings.
Being around these guys, at the time we had in the room when we first got together, I got a chance to meet the class for the very first time. Like every day, it's a new emotion that comes in. I saw my dad for the first time today since it's so every single day it's something new, something better. The experience gets even stronger. That moment on the stage when all the Hall of Famers came up there. I Lynn Swan and James Lofton and Michael, it's amazing.
Guys, very few times have I ever heard Larry Fitzgerald somewhat speechless.
For the ones who get it done.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Thanks to John Ash for joining us. Gilbert Arenas making coffee in the tub. Why am I not surprised that everybody on that team's, if you ask them what their story is, it's probably going to have something to do with Gilbert Arenas and his craziness.
I've heard a lot of weird stories about that freshman year. Yeah, the beds in the hallway is one I've heard consistently from several players.
Like, was he drinking the coffee in the tub? I should have asked John that. Or was he just making the coffee in the tub? Hopefully, maybe, I don't know, did he take a bath in it? I don't know. Gilbert Arenas, I don't know if Gilbert's going to be there. I think that's one of the names I've heard in limbo, whether or not he is going to be there or not tomorrow. We shall see. We shall see. A celebration of the 2001 national championship team. How about that, though? That there are three guys who were on both those finals teams.
I know Eugene Eggerson took a year off, right?
Quite possibly.
Yeah, he played and then he took a year off and came back. It was that situation. But John Ash, being a freshman on the 97 team and obviously a senior on 2001, what a crazy experience, right? And the whole story about being a ball boy, I mean, I've told this story. I grew up in McHale Center, all the games, and through probably like the 82, 83 season on, I was at all those games. And I guarantee you I saw John Ash as a kid out there rebounding for teams as they came in. They always had the three ball boys out there for all the McHale games. But that experience of growing up in Tucson, being a ball boy in McHale, how about the open runs in South Point Gym?
Oh my God,
when
yeah.
you've got all these great players coming through and you're a high school player. I mean, just what a crazy basketball life.
That must have been really fun. That had to have been a really cool, fun time to be coming of age in the late 90s when obviously this program won a national championship, and then to have those teams that followed and 2 teams in 5 years get to the national final. I mean, that
You also had the stretch where Steve Kerr joined the Bulls, right? So
Yeah.
then there was Bison Daly was on the Bulls teams and Judd Bushler. So there was a ton of Arizona basketball in the news, in national and international news during that mid to late 90s era. It wasn't just the national championship game. There was a whole bunch of U of A basketball. And obviously, that parlayed with the Spurs winning a title with Sean Elliott and all of that. So there was a lot of cats around basketball those days.
We will update our. It's not game day, but it is game day. It's always game day when the Wildcats are playing. Our we can call it the Goldberg and Osborne Injury Lawyers scoreboard. We'll give them an extra plug on that. Over at Hillenbrand Stadium, we're headed to the bottom of the second inning. Number 3 Oklahoma on top of 18th ranked Arizona, 5-2. So this appears early on to be a tale of 2 teams. One that's probably going to play a whole lot of small ball.
Yes.
This year to score runs, and one that'll just come up to the plate and jack the ball out of the building.
I mean, I don't know what they're feeding them out there.
4 home runs in this game.
Yeah, I don't know what they're feeding them out there, but yeah, they are swinging for the fences, DK. The first one barely made it over the line, but the next 3 have all been no doubters.
Janae Berry has given away to Jalen Adams after 1 inning. Janae Berry allowed 3 of those 4 home runs. In 1+ innings, she allowed 4 earned runs on 4 hits and had a couple of strikeouts. She faced 7 batters, and 4 of them hit home runs, or 3 of them hit home runs. And then Jalen Adams came in. She has given up 1 home run and a run on 3 hits in 1 inning. 7 hits already through 2 at-bats for the Oklahoma Sooners. So they are still for real. If you were wondering, they are still for real. We'll see if the Wildcats can keep pace with that over at Hillenbrand Stadium. We'll keep you updated on what's happening there. All right, Super Bowl 60 coming up this weekend. Let's talk a little Super Bowl. Let's talk a little betting. Time for your Westwood One top plays for Super Bowl Sunday. You'll hear it right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. Coverage begins really early at 10 o'clock with NFL preview. That's when our coverage will start. All right, so you know how this has been working. What they tell us to do, we've been kind of flipping because we were losing so much money. When the BetMGM network folks, who now have transitioned to Westwood One Sports Network, but BetMGM still sponsors the plays that we get every day from the network. So we've got some props here. We've got some straight up plays. We've kind of been deciding which ones we were going to do as we went along here versus just like flipping all of them, because some of them actually I think we're going to take. Like we talked about this one the other day. I think, well, first of all, like, who do you think is going to win? 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. I think Seattle is going to win. I just think that they've got an all-around better team, 2 very good defenses, but I have a little bit more trust in the veteran presence that Seattle's got. A veteran quarterback, although it is his first time. Really good veteran wide receiver, really great young wide receiver in Jackson Smith-Njigba, and a very awesome veteran receiver in Cooper Kupp on that team. They've got some injuries in the running game, but I think they've got enough offensively that they win this game against the New England Patriots. So we start there. Patriots with the over-under. Let's start with the over-under. Patriots Seahawks over-under is 45.5 points. The fact that both of these teams have really good defenses, I think, is going to play to a low-scoring game. I could be absolutely wrong on that, but I believe that it is. They told us to take the under on that. We are going to take the under on that. So we will take the under 45.5 points on that game this weekend in Super Bowl 60. That is right now. Both the over and the under at the same. They're both at minus 110. So we'll take the under in that game. I mentioned Sam Darnold, over 2.5 rushing attempts, and kneel downs count. So, like, he could get a kneel down at the end of the first half. If they win, he's probably going to get a kneel down at the end of the game. That's 2 rushes right there. You only need one more. You only need him running the ball one more time. So I'm going to, and that's plus 110. So we're going to take Sam Darnold over 2.5 rushing yards there. Drake May over under 295 or 219.5 passing yards at minus 110. This is the second-year quarterback for the New England Patriots. That's a tough one. Drake May over under 219. You want to lobby a guess on that one, J-Dub?
I mean, I know that the Seahawks defense in the playoffs has been very stingy. So,
yes.
And rookies, it's hard to tell how a rookie's going to approach a game as the biggest game of his life, right?
Second year,
Second year, but for Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, I just think, I think it's going to be tough, but 219 is not a very big number. So I would say probably slightly over that.
He has had, just to give you recently, he had 191 I'm looking at the regular season. So he had 191, 256, 380, 155 to end the regular season. And in the postseason, he has had 268, 179, and, of course, the snow game, he only had 86 yards. It's not going to be snowing in San Francisco.
Probably not.
No. So
could be foggy, though.
219. So he's had 268, and he's had 179. I think I'm going to go under on that. So let's go under.
And they gave up 128 yards to the Niners in the last game.
Yes.
So Seahawks, obviously.
Right. Here's another one before we get to the one they gave us for today. Ramondre Stevenson, running back for the, I believe he's, if I'm not mistaken, he's with the Patriots, Ramondre Stevenson. I didn't write down which team he was with, and I don't know because I really have not heard of him. He is plus 3,000, Ramondre Stevenson, to be the MVP of the Super Bowl 60. Plus 3,000. So
that's a lot. That's a big payoff.
So this is the definition of gambling. Like you would just because again, Ramondre Stevenson's probably not a guy you would say Super Bowl MVP, but at plus 3,000, he is the running back for the Patriots, by the way. At plus 3,000, that's maybe one you take a gamble on right there to win like almost $400.
How many yards and touchdowns would a running back need to get? Well, I mean, I guess it's dependent on the score, right? So if it's 14-3, it's
Terrell Davis was the last MVP running back to win MVP in the Super Bowl. How long ago was that? That's a long time ago. Holy mackerel. That's Super Bowl 32, and we're on 60. So that was almost. So there's not been a running back win MVP in a Super Bowl in 27 Super Bowls. Yeah, that's a stretch.
I will tell you that Ramondre.
Should we bet that just for the hell of it?
I will tell you, Ramondre has only had 100-yard rushing game this season, and that was on the 4th versus Miami. He had 131.
I don't know if we want to just throw away 1290 on that.
Yeah.
Let's. So we're gonna pass on that one right there. All right, let's hear what they have to say about the game itself.
I'm Pat Boyle here to help you beat the books with Westwood One Sports. It's time to pick a side for Super Bowl 60. I think New England's defense has been underrated the entire playoffs. I think they make the loudest statement on Sunday. Yes, Sam Darnold has transformed into a great QB. That doesn't mean the Patriots can't fluster him with pressure. JSN has been the number 1 receiver this year. That doesn't mean Christian Gonzalez can't hold him to a subpar day. And just because Drake May has struggled doesn't mean he can't save his best for last. Give me the 4.5 points with the Patriots. I'm Pat Boyle. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
All right, so Pat Boyle says take the Patriots and the 4.5 points, which right now BetMGM is plus 110. If you were taking the Seahawks and laying the 4.5, you're getting that at minus 110. Who are you taking, J-Dub, on that? Who are you taking on the line?
Well, I'm rooting for the Seahawks to win. And
why,
you're not supposed to bet with your heart.
Why are you rooting for the Seahawks?
Because don't the Patriots have enough?
Championships
recently, DK?
That's true.
I mean, that's always my take. If I don't have a skin in the game, I'm always going to root for the franchise or the college or the university that hasn't won 8 championships in the last 20 years. So that would be my logic there. But, yeah, I think the way that the last Super Bowl ended for the Seahawks was one of the worst endings ever, right, in Super Bowl history. So just for that matter alone. And I just think, yeah, I mean, their defense is playing great. I like the Seahawks in this one.
Hey, Brian Jeffries is doing this game. I did not know that. I have not had the sound up on this. Brian Jeffries is broadcasting the game
Mike
today on
Candrea is
ESPN
in
Plus
the
2.
booth with Brian Jeffries broadcasting the game right now.
Yeah, how about that for softball? I've not seen Brian do softball recently, if ever.
Hey, if it's a big game, you got to bring the big guns in there.
Yeah, there you go. We got fraternity guys watching the game on the roof next door there at Phi Delta Theta. All right, there we go. That's always a party when you can watch a sporting event from the roof of your fraternity.
Maybe Brian just heard you were talking Seahawks, and so he had to show
There you go. There you go. We'll have to get. We'll let you hear before we get out of here today. We'll let you hear what Tommy Lloyd has to say. He's a Washington guy.
He's really dialed in to the NFL these days.
Absolutely,
super read up on what's going on.
So, I'm with the Seahawks as well. I don't think this is necessarily going to be a close game. So I'm going to take. I think we're taking the Seahawks and laying the 4.5. So we're going to flip that one there. We're going to take the Seahawks, lay the 4.5 at -110. All right, George Halani. George Halani over 10 yards rushing for the Seattle Seahawks. Over 10 yards rushing. Now you would think that George Halani could get more than 10 yards rushing in a game, but again, this is a Seahawks team that has major running back issues. Zach Charbonnet hurt, and so they really are dealing with at the end of the line. So George Halani this season, the regular season, had 2 games. He had 2 games where he had over 10 yards rushing. He had a bunch of games where he didn't carry the ball at all. So that's a very interesting. He had 3 carries for 4 yards. That's another one of those where they're teasing you. You hear the word tease in gambling. This is one where they're teasing you to bet this one.
Well, it's like one of those deals where everybody knows, of course, that Seahawks are having issues in their running back room, and you look at a guy like Halani who's not carried much this whole year. In fact, those 3 carries were in the playoffs, right? But for 4 yards. So I mean, if you're just looking at them, maybe salting away the win, that type of thing, who knows?
One of the teams he did have more than 10 yards against was the Cardinals in a 22-point win. He ran for 31 yards against the Cardinals. Yeah, that's a tough one. So if we take the under, it's a plus bet at 105. If we take the over, it's a minus bet at -140. I'm gonna go under on that. I'm gonna go under 10 yards.
How come we're not betting like the ones that are easily rigged? Like the length of the national anthem.
Here's one I couldn't even find on the board at BetMGM, but they gave it to us. Rashid Shaheed, 120-yard plus catch, 120-plus yard catch. That's all you need. All he needs. Rashid Shaheed, 20-plus yard catch at +125. You think Rashid Shaheed gets one catch?
At least one.
All right, so we'll stay with that one. So we'll take Rashid Shaheed getting a 20-plus yard grab. That's +120. So we've got some plus bets here to try to win some money. That's good. All right, I think that's it. So to recap, Seahawks -4.5. George Halani under 10 yards rushing at +105. Patriots Seahawks the under 45.5. Rashid Shaheed a 20-plus yard catch at +125. Drake May under 219.5 passing yards, and Sam Darnold over 2.5 rushing attempts. I wonder if we could parlay all of these. I'm going to try to parlay all these.
Yeah.
And see, because if we parlay all those, and I don't think we're going to win them all, but that would be like probably close to a $1,000 win if because that's a 7 or 8 parlay right there.
Personally, I just like the silly prop bets around the Super Bowl more than anything. Like, here's one for you I just made up in my head.
Okay.
How many mentions of the word Skittles will happen during Sunday's broadcast?
Is that one on the? Is that on the board?
I just made it up. I'm telling you, you're going to hear Skittles at least once. At least once.
No, the novelty props. That's not on the board. I was looking at novelty props. All they have is who wins the coin toss. on their novelty props.
How many times will the former Seahawks coach's name be mentioned?
Pete Carroll?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, how many times will they rehash the decision-making down the stretch of the last Super Bowl, right? Because that's going to be a big part of the narrative.
How many times will they talk about Tom Brady being involved with the offensive coordinator for the Seahawks, who's going to be the new coach of the Raiders?
Quote, I'm making air quotes here, the controversy behind Tom Brady this week?
I probably did, yeah.
Well, because he's a part owner of the Raiders, right? And he was
yeah.
asked who he's rooting for, and he said, I just hope it's a good game. And all the Patriots fans are like, what the hell, man? You're supposed to be a Patriot for life and all this, and trying to make a big controversy out of it. And I'm like, well, he's a part owner now, right? I think that's a part of it.
All right, so I think here's what we're going to do. We are going to go even up on the single bets, on the line and the over-under, and we'll parlay all the rest of them. How about? Well, actually, I don't think we can do that because I don't think the one bet wasn't on the. As many of these as I can parlay, we'll parlay, and then we'll go single up on everything else.
Get after it.
There we go. All right. DK on the sports tip. What are you betting? 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. Coming up in the 5 o'clock hour, we'll update you on Arizona softball.
Got some other NFL news.
Yes, more NFL news. My dad has some new teammates in Canton, Ohio. We'll talk about one of them specifically in the 5 o'clock hour, one of the greatest wide receivers ever. And he played right here for his entire career. DK on the sports tip. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Eastbound I-10 near St. Mary's, collision occurred. It's off on the left shoulder. Some slow-and-go travel on I-10 eastbound between Prince Road and Speedway Boulevard. Pretty heavy backups on the eastbound I-10 frontage road approaching Speedway. Earlier crash northbound Alvernon at 5th Street. 52 the overnight low, 78, partly cloudy tomorrow, and 78 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Hey, Ron. Gary.
Gary.
William. Ron.
Gary.
Hey.
Okay, we got that out of the way. What's on your mind?
I don't think people should pay their bills.
That sounds illegal.
Let me finish. I don't think people should pay their bill until 2027 for a brand new system from Alaskan AC.
Wasn't this my idea last month?
Yes, but this is this month, and it's my idea.
Hard to argue that logic. Okay, so the message is simple. Get a brand new heating and air system Installed neatly in just one day.
With AeroSeal duct sealing.
And inspected 5 ways to Sunday. All of it. And make no payments till 2027.
With approved credit. I'm the disclaimer guy.
So, yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Now what? No need to complicate things, right? Start this year out with a shiny new heating and air system.
And no payments for a full year.
Seems like we're forgetting something.
No, I did the disclaimer thingy.
Can't put my finger on it. Oh, schedule now at AlaskanAC.com.
That's it. Can't forget that part.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low. It just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Average doesn't grow your business. Smart strategy does. At Cumulus Digital, our campaigns outperform industry benchmarks by more than 25% because we go beyond clicks and impressions, showing you exactly who saw your ad. We build solutions that fit more than 4,000 businesses that partner with us every month. Let's build one for you. You're not average, and your marketing results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com today.
This Valentine's Day, celebrate the one you love the most with Hallmark cards at Walgreens. Valentine's Day is the best time to send your favorite person a reminder of just how much they mean to you. A Hallmark card is a super simple and beautiful way to say how grateful you are for the love you two share. Don't forget, Valentine's Day is Saturday, February 14th. Visit Walgreens today to find a Hallmark card that shows just how much you care for them, because love lives here.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Tune to DK on the Sports Tip weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Next stop, Canton, Ohio. A new class of men enshrined into the hallowed halls of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Now teammates of my father, who found himself enshrined back in 1994. Drew Brees, quarterback, Chargers, Saints, led the New Orleans franchise to a world championship. Luke Kuechly, linebacker, Carolina Panthers. We are the official home of Panthers football. Luke Kuechly, a regular part of those broadcasts we had all season long here on Wildcats Radio 1290. Adam Vinatieri, kicker.
How many kickers does that
Patriots,
make now?
Colts, not many.
Yeah, like 4, 5.
Not
4?
many, but good to see one getting in there. Fitting that the game is in the Bay Area, home of the San Francisco 49ers. Roger Craig.
Oh, man.
The original Bijan Robinson.
I mean, my era, DK, growing up and like when I really watched a ton of NFL football was that West Coast offense era from the Niners, for sure.
Played for the Niners, the Raiders, the Vikings, most remembered for the Niners, winning Super Bowls there. Roger Craig, first player ever to have 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving in the same season. And the last man on the list, Larry Legend.
Oh, man. You know what, boy?
That's just so many memories flooding my mind. Yeah, you know, being out there training camp and just watching you guys and hoping one day just to have the opportunity to do it. Like, just the opportunity, never to imagine, you know, to have a career that was worthy of you know, being immortalized in the history of the game.
How about that? Larry Fitzgerald, your legendary Arizona Cardinal, finding out from one of his idols, Randy Moss, who he grew up in the city of Minnesota. His dad was a sports writer who covered the Minnesota Vikings. He would routinely be speaking of being a ball boy, he was a ball boy at Vikings practices growing up. And Randy Moss is the guy, because they've made these announcements or these when they let the players know that they're in. It's no longer just a phone call. They now have folks that will show up to officially welcome you, other Hall of Famers generally, to welcome you in to your new home in Canton, Ohio. And for Larry Fitzgerald, that guy was Randy Moss.
I thought you just got a nondescriptive box with like a jacket in it. Isn't that how they do it these days?
Well, no, that's now they will do that. They do that later. They actually send, that's more like May, June when they send out the gold jackets and to the house, and that's become a festival as well. that they do that.
I do have a couple of thoughts from Larry Fitzgerald after.
Let's hear Larry Fitzgerald, 2004 to 2020 wide receiver for the Arizona Cardinals.
Being around these guys, at the time we had in the room when we first got together, I got a chance to meet the class for the very first time. Like every day, it's a new emotion that comes in. I saw my dad for the first time today since it's so every single day it's something new, something better. The experience gets even stronger. That moment on the stage when all the Hall of Famers came up there. Lynn Swann and James Lofton and Michael. It's amazing.
Amazing indeed. Larry Fitzgerald, second only to Jerry Rice in career catches, 1,432. Second only to Jerry Rice in receiving yards, 17,492. Sixth in career touchdown catches, 121. Never won that Super Bowl. Came close in 2008, my first fall and football season here, living in the state of Arizona. I came here thinking, man, I may be watching a Super Bowl team for a number of years. Cardinals, unfortunately, have not gotten back to that point since then. And the last-second loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers, a gut-wrenching loss for the Cardinals organization. But Larry Fitzgerald, deserving of his place in Canton, Ohio. Let's hear some of the highlights that he made along the way down that path.
He's got Fitzgerald and the leaping catch at the 45-yard line.
I believe he is the finest young wide receiver in the National Football League. This guy does it week after week after week.
Wow, Larry Fitzgerald with an incredible catch.
Well, the Cardinals have found something they like down there on the field, and his name is Larry Fitzgerald. They're just getting in the huddle going, let's throw it to Larry on 2.
What a catch by Fitzgerald!
The vertical game of Larry Fitzgerald is unbelievably set.
Fitzgerald jump ball, what a catch! Larry Fitzgerald, you gotta be kidding me! I'm wondering how he caught the ball. Wow, Larry Fitzgerald with an incredible catch.
Unbelievable!
When in doubt, throw the alley and you'll get the U from Fitzgerald.
No stinking way did he come down with that ball.
Oh my goodness, what a catch.
That is amazing.
You gotta be joking me, Larry Fitzgerald. Are you the best receiver in football? You might be proving it today.
Oh, Larry Fitzgerald, you're a freak. Larry Fitzgerald with those suction cups on the outside. Caught that ball as soon as he got hit.
And a diving catch by Fitzgerald, far side for Fitz, and Larry lays out for it. Oh, he got it! Short set, fires far side, and it's over the head of Larry Fitzgerald, but he somehow caught it. What an incredible grab at the 16-yard line.
A one-handed grab, and he pulls it in once again. That is just a phenomenal catch.
What a catch by the future Hall of Famer.
Oh my goodness, that is just an incredible play by an incredible player. Wow!
Fires deep, right side for Fitz, diving catch!
I cannot believe Larry Fitzgerald caught that ball. He's got daggers for hand. That was a big-time catch by the best receiver on the planet.
What a grab by Larry Fitzgerald.
You watch Larry Fitzgerald catch the ball, and this guy just stabs the ball out of the air like a falcon on a field mouse. Oh, what a play by Larry Fitzgerald coming back on that ball.
Fitzgerald makes a great catch.
Larry Fitzgerald is such a vacuum cleaner out there on the field. Just a pleasure to watch that kid play football, isn't it?
How did Fitzgerald catch that ball? Locked it up. 50-50 battle. Larry Fitzgerald says he has it.
No way. No way did he catch that ball.
Looking deep, right side for Fitzgerald. Jump ball, and Fitz caught it. A diving catch for a first down by Fitz. Left side, jump ball. Fitz got it.
Oh, how about that?
Great grab, Fitzgerald.
Cue the circus music, David, because the show's in town. Larry Fitzgerald, you're just ridiculous.
Jump ball, and it's pulled in by Fitzgerald.
Did you see Larry Fitzgerald suck that ball in?
What a catch! Larry Fitzgerald, you gotta be kidding me!
when the ball is in the air, there is not a receiver in the NFL I would rather have go get it than Larry Fitzgerald.
Rosen looking, throws deep, near side, diving attempt by Fitz. Did he catch it? He did! Larry Fitzgerald, the Hall of Famer, may have just saved the day for the Cardinals.
Next stop, Canton, Ohio. Congratulations to Larry Fitzgerald as he takes his place in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Want to hear your thoughts on that, your memories of Larry Fitzgerald. Maybe you went to a game. Maybe you went up to Flagstaff when they used to train up there early on in this century and had a chance to rub shoulders with one of the greatest receivers to ever play the game, and how that rubbing made you feel to have a chance to be so close to greatness. It was also a pretty good night, not just for Larry Fitzgerald, but for another wide receiver with ties to Arizona.
Bryce off play action, has time in the pocket, throws downfield for McMillan, makes the catch at the 20, he's got the 10, the 5, touchdown T-Mac, touchdown Carolina, and the Panthers take the lead with 6:34 to go.
Tetairoa McMillan, Arizona Wildcat football class of 2024, in his rookie season, named the Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Wasn't that a prop
by
for us?
the AP? I think that
I
was
swear
a
it
prop.
had to have been.
No, I don't think that was a
We
prop.
had to take that. I mean, come on.
Did we? No, I don't
Well,
know if
I
we
mean,
had
it's
that
just
as
like,
a prop.
I think T-Mac as rookie offensive player of the
We
year
had-
entering his rookie season was a pretty good bet.
Yeah, we had a prop, but it wasn't. I don't think it was anything quite that good for. I'll have to look that up as I finalize all the props now that we've gotten to the awards stage, and I can do that. But yeah, what a season for Tetairoa McMillan, helping the Carolina Panthers get back to the promised land that is the NFL playoffs. Congratulations to T-Mac. His future is really, really bright. I mean, really, really bright in the National Football League, and he is just getting started. AP NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, 70 catches, 1,014 yards, so 1,000-yard receiving year right off the bat, 7 touchdowns. We did have that. We had the over on his touchdowns. I believe it was like 5.5 or 4.5 or something of that nature. But yeah, just a great season for Tetairoa McMillan. He was tied for 15th overall in touchdowns receptions this season with that 7. All right, want to hear that thoughts on that as well. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Quick Goldberg and Osborne, the injury lawyers scoreboard update from Hillenbrand Stadium, Arizona, hanging in, bottom of the third, 5-3, number 3 Oklahoma leading your 18th ranked Wildcats in game 1 of a 3-game series. We'll see how this plays out over the course of the next 3.5 innings, and we'll keep you updated on that as well. All right, Arizona basketball plays tomorrow. We'll let you hear a little bit of what Tommy Lloyd had to say, including Tommy Lloyd, Seattle Seahawks fan. DK on the Sports Tip, cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Eastbound I-10 near St. Mary's, collision occurred. It's off on the left shoulder. Some slow and go travel on I-10 eastbound between Prince Road and Speedway Boulevard. Pretty heavy backups on the eastbound I-10 frontage road approaching Speedway. Earlier crash northbound Alvernon at 5th Street. 52, the overnight low, 78, partly cloudy tomorrow, and 78 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders. Nothing brings friends and family together on game day like delicious King's Hawaiian Sliders. Bring them to the big game table and be the real MVP. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your local store. Football and King's Irresistible Hawaiian Sliders. There's nothing like it.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Our beautiful Arizona winter weather brings cooler overnight temperatures, which means some of you are now seeing your vehicle's low-pressure warning light. Colder overnight temperatures can lower your tire's pressure just enough to trigger a warning light. But don't worry, many times the solution is simply adding the correct amount of air to your tires. Then get back to enjoying the fantastic winter weather. If adding the air doesn't do the trick, stop by any of our 14 area Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care locations for a free tire inspection and air pressure check. And if you need help with the low pressure warning light, we fix those too. Mention this radio offer for free installation with the purchase of any new tire pressure sensor. We'll install it in your wheel and rebalance your tires absolutely free. You'll find even more specials to get your car road trip ready at jackfurriers.com. So call ahead, make an appointment online, or just drop by. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Since 1960, we're here to get you there.
I'm Dr. Howard Levine, Director of Cleveland Nasal Sinus and Sleep Center. During cold and flu season, I tell my patients the key to staying well is to pull out germs, mucus, bacteria, and viruses from the nose using the Navage-powered nasal irrigator. I irrigate my own nose daily with Navage to stay healthy and after seeing sick patients.
For drug-free congestion relief, trust #1 doctor-recommended Navage. Available at Walmart and Walgreens.
Here at Boot Barn, our objective is to build the perfect boot. We do take our time ensuring that every step is done correctly. For a boot to last you for a lifetime, you've got to properly build the boots. Hand craftsmanship is, in my opinion, the only way you're going to achieve that. We handcraft our boots. 160 people take a boot from start to finish. We have skilled artisans at every stage of the game. We've been handcrafting boots since the beginning here at Boot Barn, and we'll continue to do so.
Average doesn't grow your business. Smart Strategy does. Cumulus digital campaigns outperform industry benchmarks by over 25%. You're not average, and your results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com today to leave average behind.
The American Red Cross is facing a severe blood shortage, and donors are needed right now to make sure life-saving care isn't delayed for accident victims, surgery patients, and those facing critical treatments for cancer and chronic blood disorders. The Red Cross blood supply has dropped about 35% in recent weeks. There's no time to wait. Make an appointment today to give blood by using the Red Cross Blood Donor app, visiting redcrossblood.org, or calling 1-800-RED-CROSS to schedule your donation. Take action and help save lives.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. The best show in college basketball, well, it's still the UConn Huskies, of course. The defending champs are now 24-0 this season, the only undefeated team left, and a unanimous #1 in this week's AP poll. Last Sunday, UConn routed then 15th-ranked Tennessee 96-66 in the season's most-watched game, drawing more than 1.2 million viewers. Then on National Girls and Women in Sports Day, the Huskies rolled past DePaul, extending their win streak to 40 straight, dating back to last year. Senior wing AZ Fudd led the way, scoring 27 and 25 in those victories. She's now the only player in college basketball with at least 60 made threes and 60 combined steals and blocks.
Just being aggressive is really my mindset. I felt like the last little bit, I kind of just felt like I was there, trying to lock in on controlling the controllables, starting with defense and trying to get stops.
With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Jody Jackson on Westwood One.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go, but I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there, providing hot meals, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding.
To learn more, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Hey listener, welcome to Limu's Karaoke Lounge, where Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need, and the music never stops. Hit it!
There's an emu with a full-time job. His partner's Doug, but Limu's the heartthrob. Grubs and worms, that's what Limu eats. Gotta fuel up to save you money and hit the streets!
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, liberty, liberty.
engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal, the sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us. From the feelings that move us to the places that pull us on the roads that unite us. With nearly 6,000 stores and over 17,000 auto care centers, Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Tonight in Tucson. Right now, we've got Arizona softball playing the first of 3 games against the Oklahoma Sooners and trailing by a score of 5-3. It is also high school basketball night. It looks like the best games on the docket are actually boys and girls on both sides of the coin. One of the best high school boys basketball teams in the city is Saguaro. The Cougars are 19-2. They're going to host South Point Catholic tonight. That is always a great game. I went to that game a couple of years ago at South Point Catholic when the Lancers won on a last-second shot. So, quite possibly, you never know what dramatics you'll see in that game. And also on the girls' side tonight, excuse me, in Lancerville, the ladies on the Lancer side, sneezing fit here.
Bless you.
Thank you. They're 23-3. They will host Saguaro tonight. So you've got the Lancers and the Cougars, boys and girls. Girls will play over in the Samos neighborhood, and the boys will get it going on the east side tonight. Also in our neighborhood, the CNWT, Flowing Wells and Pueblo tonight. We had our girl, America Caceres, on the show a few weeks ago. Pueblo is 20-4. Let me take a quick look and see where America is in that chase for 3,000 points, trying to become the first player in the history of girls high school basketball in the state of Arizona to score 3,000 points. She still has a ways to go. She is now sitting at 2,766 points. So if my U-High math is correct, she still has 234 points to go this season, does America Caceres. So we'll keep an eye on that. She's been one fabulous high school basketball player literally from her freshman year, and she is trying to chase history while leading her team to heights that they've never seen, quite possibly a state championship game. The other night against, I think it was against Buena. The other night against Buena, she had 48 points. And the game prior to that against Nogales, she scored 44 points. So she continues to add. We talked about 40 pieces earlier this week. America Caceres continues to add 40 pieces to her ledger, as she is now just 234 points. So if you're averaging 40 points a night, that would be how many to get to 234? 6 games. 6 games. If she could score 40 points or more in 6 more games, she would definitely get to that 3,000 point mark. So good luck to America. Roadrunners are on the road. They actually are starting a lengthy road trip. Well, not lengthy, but 4 games. They'll be on the road this weekend and next weekend. This weekend, they're in Calgary. They'll play tonight and tomorrow up in Calgary. Will the Roadrunners, who currently are stuck in 7th place in the Pacific Division at 19, 16, 8, and 0. So there you go on the hockey side. The Suns played last night. It was a very interesting game in that all the star power that you would normally expect in a game between the Suns and the Golden State Warriors, nobody played. I was over at my mom's last night. We had the game on, and she's like, "What's wrong with Steph?" I was like, "I don't think there's anything wrong with him, Mom. I just don't think he's playing tonight." No Steph, no Book. Who else was out last night?
Well, Jimmy Butler's out for the season.
Well,
He's a bit of a superstar.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a game that the Suns looked like they might win handily until they didn't. Let's hear the highlights on that.
Jalen Green again tonight. Of course, no Devin Booker, and that's what they've been playing with for the Suns. But they've not lost a step. This is a deep team. Allen, 3. He can't deliver. It's a Peyton rebound. Spencer again with 6 threes. Horford triple. Got it.
Big one in transition. How about your 5-man filling the lane and knocking down a 1-pass 3 for Golden State to get back in this thing.
Shot clock at 5. Melton drives and got it. Knifes his way for 2.
What a play by DeAnthony, just committing all the way to the rim, Kevin, and we're knotted up.
Another tie. Gillespie. And Melton is on him. They'll switch. Shot clock at 4. Penetrating inside Gillespie. Great defense by Golden State. The other way. Santos for the lead. Wow. A switch on defense. Now Melton takes over. Shot clock at 9. Brooks. 3. No. Rebound. Peyton Skies. Got it. Ball jostled free. Loose inside. It's picked up. Down court. Melton the other way. What an unbelievable finish. The Golden State Warriors have come out on top after trailing by 14.
Yeah, they scored the final 10 points of the game to win.
I think it was 20-5 was a run they had after the Suns got out to that big lead.
101-97. As you can imagine, Jordan Ott was not real happy after the game.
What was going on offensively that last 3:55?
I mean, look, credit to them. They played incredible defense. I mean, the end of the game, that's what it comes down to. Grayson obviously went out, tried a couple different things. Credit to them. Really good defense. Defense obviously got better in the 4th. I thought our defense overall was decent. You know, can't give them a layup to tie it up. And then they got us in transition. So, yeah, we'll take a look. Yeah, you got to find a way to score more than 15 in the 4th.
What was going on with Grayson? I'm sorry.
Just right knee, they said.
Okay. And then Isaiah, the shoulder, is that just?
Left shoulder, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll take a look, let you know.
Curious, with Mark didn't play the 4th quarter, what was going on with that?
Yeah, we just thought a little bit on both ends, especially defensively, just our ability to be up and aggressive like it was in the start of the 4th. It really impacted them. End of 3rd into the 4th. And, yeah, we're going to have to go through that to see if that was the right decision.
Then lastly, Dylan, on that last possession, I know that they were D'ing him up. I know the plan was probably to go to Dylan, but how'd you sense he handled that possession?
Yeah, I probably should have taken one. I know we had an extra one. Again, they have really good defenders. Thought they guarded us one-on-one. Thought our second group found a rhythm by moving the basketball, and it stopped. So we're going to move the ball. We're going to move people. We're going to try to create closeouts. But in the 4th quarter, that's where it all changes. It's really hard to move it even late in the game. So we'll take a look at our looks, see if we could have done something better. But yeah, we got to just find a way somehow to get the shot up on the rim, and then at least give us a chance. We got to find ways to get offensive rebounds. Like, that's what we've done so well. There for a long stretch, we couldn't turn them over, especially in the first half. Again, I thought that was more the second unit, figure some stuff out there in the middle of the third and into the fourth. So that kind of fuels our offense, especially where we're at right now, where every possession offensively we're going to have to execute. And when Grayson goes out, that's just one less ball handler that we have. So we'll take a look at it all and try to figure it out.
All right, so the Warriors erase a 14-point deficit in the fourth quarter, beat the Suns last night 101-97. Sixers come to town Saturday night at 7 o'clock. Golden State wins. They got 20 points from Pat Spencer. Cricket, have you ever heard of Pat Spencer?
No.
Neither have I.
I told you about him. Pat Spencer is widely considered to be the greatest NCAA lacrosse player of all time, who decided to play basketball a couple years ago, got into the G League team. I think it's San Jose or something like that. And more recently, due to the injuries, he's gotten into the lineup, and he almost had a triple-double last month. He's been playing crazy good. His brother, Cam Spencer, played at UConn and was a top 15 lottery pick. He was a freshman on their national championship team. So there's Spencer brothers, and those guys are hockey. Those guys are rough. Those guys are, I don't even know the description, how to even tell you without seeing them play, but they play rough, and they're very, very good. And it's a great story because he just decided that one day he's going to pick up basketball again after retiring from NCAA lacrosse, widely considered, as far as he's like the Wayne Gretzky of lacrosse.
And he's playing in the NBA.
He is now. He's like 27. I think he started playing about 2-3 years ago.
Did you ever give up anything, Cricket, that you'd like to start again? Like anything like, I don't know.
You mean like the banjo? Or?
Yeah, like, exactly.
Let's start a band.
It could be that.
Let's start a band.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't really sing. I can't play any instruments, but I can, I might be able to rap a little.
Okay.
Not much. What would be your skill?
None. Maybe take pictures and videos of y'all.
Oh man, there you go. You could be the photographer,
or something like that.
You could be like our own hired paparazzi,
exactly,
to make us look like we're important.
I like that.
People would be like, "Who's that? Taking picture of them? Man,
yeah,
they must be somebody. She's taking pictures of them.
They're important
with her big ass camera and flash."
Yep.
What's going on this weekend, Cricket?
Well, we have got the Tohono O'odham Nation Rodeo and Fair tomorrow through Sunday in Sells.
It is rodeo month.
It is. Yes. And the Tubac. Do you say Tubac or Tubac?
Tubac.
Tubac. The Tubac Festival of Arts, also tomorrow and Sunday. That's a big art festival there. Let's do some Valentine's Day events, just because, in case you don't know, or gentlemen, Valentine's Day is next Saturday.
I've
just want
to
remind you. Just want to remind you. I'm on Valentine's Day at the University of Arizona Flandreau Science Center and Planetarium.
Ooh.
Saturday night, Valentine's Day, they're doing a laser light music night with a Valentine's Day mixtape. Sounds fun. Not sure what to expect.
Yeah, not sure what the songs might be there.
I know, maybe, hopefully, like very sweet romantic songs.
Okay.
Some stargazing also, if weather permits, if it's a clear sky. And also on Valentine's Day at the Loft Cinema on Speedway, it is the Princess Bride Valentine's Day Party.
Oh, all right. So I'm going to give you all some time. I'm not going to throw it at you now. I'll give you some time. Next week at some point, I'll want to know your favorite love song of all time. How about that?
Well, thank you for giving us time.
Yeah, I'll give you time to come up with that. For sure. All right. Have a great weekend, Cricket.
Thank you. You too, gentlemen.
All right. Let us know what's going on with the traffic out there on these crazy streets.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together. Collisions, Ina, east of I-10. New wreck reported east of I-10 on Ina. Earlier collision at Thornydale and Hardy. Some backups eastbound I-10 approaching Emperita Road. Road work there. Also backups Grant and Alvernon. Travel at that intersection down to one lane for each direction. 52, the overnight low, 78, partly cloudy tomorrow, and 74 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
Celebrate Happy Honda Days at Auto Nation Honda Tucson. Save up to $7,500 on pilots, leases starting at $399 a month, and enjoy incredible rates on 2025 and 2026 models. Visit us off Wetmore and Automall Drive today.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders. Nothing brings friends and family together on game day like delicious King's Hawaiian Sliders. Bring them to the big game table and be the real MVP. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your local store. Football and King's Irresistible Hawaiian Sliders. There's nothing like it.
Progressive Insurance knows pets, and one of the biggest differences between people and pets is that we don't eat things off the floor. But dogs definitely will, and it makes them so happy, no matter what it looks like, smells like, or what state of decomposition it's in. We all want to go through life that carefree, and that's also why you should get Progressive Pet Insurance, because they eat things off the floor. So protect your pet from all the questionable life decisions they make. You know where they drink from when you're gone, right? Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or bird seed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low. It just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
He's coming. Here he goes.
Surprise! Your table saw broke. Also, the warranty expired weeks ago, so you need to pay for a new one out of pocket.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Oh, and the replacement part you ordered doesn't fit, so it's completely useless. What a waste.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Presented by Robinhood, your money, your move. With the Super Bowl on Sunday, all of the conversation, and rightfully so, is about the quarterbacks. But both these defenses will end up being the story at the end of the game. Both are top 5 in points allowed per game, top 10 in yards allowed per game, and the Seahawks were top 10 in both sacks and takeaways. It should be a great game, but expect the story to mirror the two head coaches and their defenses. I'm Adam Abdallah.
Oh, hello. It's me, the calculator that lives inside of TaxSlayer. I love numbers. Like 100, as in 100%, as in TaxSlayer's 100% accuracy, guaranteed. And 0, as in $0, as in it costs $0 to file and get the refund you deserve with TaxSlayer Simply Free, if you qualify. Simply Free is available to a limited number of taxpayers with age, income, credit, and deduction restrictions. See TaxSlayer.com for eligibility requirements. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Rain on game day doesn't faze Dave. He's already got his poncho. Just needs to do something about those wipers. So Dave heads to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone.
where a friendly AutoZoner helps him get premium quiet wipers and some hand warmers.
You're all set.
Now, if only his team can handle the elements as well as his new wipers. Get wipers, glass cleaner, and more with no hassles, just help at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, final segment of our show for today. And we'll be back with you tomorrow at 10:30 in the morning from Radio Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. We get to sleep in an extra 2 hours this Saturday. Because the game is not at noon, it is at 2. Now, we still don't know the time of next Saturday's game. I'm hearing it's probably going to be the 4:30 time slot versus the 4 o'clock time slot, but we'll let you know that for sure. We'll probably know by Monday is when we'll get the official start time on the game involving Texas Tech. Of course, there is a game on Monday. It is in Kansas. So Oklahoma State, and then, well, really, you can say the gauntlet begins because you got to play Saturday and turn around and play Monday on another one of those schedule deals there on the road. So it's, and that begins, the Kansas game begins the trek of 4 through ranked teams. So we'll see how the Wildcats react to that. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Oklahoma leading Arizona 6-3 in softball. They are now playing the top of the 5th at Hillenbrand Stadium in the first of the 3-game series between the two nationally ranked teams in the Candrea Classic. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that for you. It is Super Bowl Sunday, and your head coach, Tommy Lloyd, has a dog in the fight, as you might say. Tommy is a guy that grew up in the state of Washington, and so he has had a chance to see a lot of the Seattle Seahawks play, for sure. I asked him, in fact, a little bit about what's happening this weekend with his favorite football team. You mentioned the Super Bowl Saturday or Seahawks.
About the big game.
That's right. The big one.
Do we have the rights to call it the Super Bowl?
Well, sure. Why not? We carry it on our station.
I don't know. I just keep hearing this thing on TV, and I kind of laugh. I'm like, really? Can't we just call it the Super Bowl? I mean,
excited about that. And who was your guy? If you're Seahawks fan, who was your guy growing up?
oh man, Dave Craig, Kurt Warner, Steve Largent, Kenny Easley. I mean, those were my guys. Yeah. No, I mean, I grew up, watching the Seahawks. We actually had season tickets for a few years, and would go to some of those games back in the Kingdome, the good old days. But to be honest with you, football-wise, in the past, I'm not now, but I was a Rams fan. Eric Dickerson, 29, 2105. I don't know if that record been beat. I hope it hasn't been beaten yet.
I don't think so.
Rushing yards in a season.
Yeah.
So I honestly grew up a huge Rams fan, and but then as I got a little older and more mature, I realized I probably should root for the local team, and it was the Seahawks.
Murph like them too? I think he's a Seahawk. He's a Mariners guy.
So Murph may or may not live in my neighborhood, and in our neighborhood, there's only room for one football fan and one football team, and that's the Philadelphia Eagles. So I always wonder why Murph suggests that we switch practice times and these things. I'm like, why would he care what time we practice on this Saturday or this Sunday? Like, who cares? Like, we have all day. Let's just get it done. And no, it's we're moving games around for the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah. So and luckily we don't have to move them around for the Mariners, or we would never practice because they play so many games. So.
Yeah, he is correct. The head coach is correct. Eric Dickerson still has the most rushing yards in a single season, 2105. I was so surprised he just threw that number out there. Very impressed with Tommy Lloyd's knowledge of his football team. I don't even know if I could throw out like yardage numbers like that about my favorite Browns moment or anything of that nature, but good on Tommy wearing my Browns paraphernalia because again it's Super Bowl weekend. You gotta flaunt your colors, everybody. My buddy, he's a sports anchor back in Cleveland, Mark Schwab, he used to always have a Super Bowl party every year back in the day, and everybody would wear jerseys or their favorite jersey. It could be their favorite player, it could be their favorite team. That was like the prerequisite. You had to show up with the colors of your favorite team or wear a jersey to the party. Eric Dickerson, 2105. Adrian Peterson came close, 2,097 yards back in 2012. Jamal Lewis, 2,066 yards in 03. Barry Sanders, 2,053 yards back in 97. And, of course, Derrick Henry came up just a tad short as well, 2,027 yards back during the COVID season of 2020. So ED still stands on top. I asked Tommy who he thought was going to win the game. He said, of course, I'm rooting for the Seahawks, but they're going to be on a plane flying to Kansas while the game is on. I'm sure, because from what I've seen, they're flying on those. You know, they have those fancy new planes now. I've not been on one where they have kind of like it's like pod seating, almost like. Have you seen these new planes?
I haven't seen it personally. Personally, no. I've seen pictures.
Yeah. I think the Wildcats have flown on some of those because I thought it was either the Wildcats, it was either the basketball team or the football team. The football team might have taken a plane like that when they went to the Holiday Bowl. But I'm sure if you've got pod seating on your plane, you probably have the ability to pull up the Super Bowl and watch it. I mean, you can watch it pretty much on a regular plane as long as there's a TV, one of the TVs in the seat backs there. You can do that. So good luck to the Seahawks, and I hope Tommy Lloyd comes back from Kansas happy with a Super Bowl win and a win by his Wildcats over the red-hot Kansas Jayhawks. Should be fun this weekend. All right, final chance for you to let us know what you think about the Super Bowl. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Celebration of the 2001 National Championship team. That should be a whole lot of fun tomorrow. I'm not clear what the program is. Normally they do these programs at halftime, so I would imagine that's going to be what will happen tomorrow at McHale Center.
Isn't RJ and Channing getting into dunk contest? That's what I heard.
Oh, that would be interesting. Something else we were talking obviously earlier about, and we've been talking all throughout the show about Arizona softball and Serenity Trice, the new player. So I started thinking about, this girl looks like she could potentially steal a lot of bases. So I wanted to know what the record was for stolen bases in a season, because they don't really run much in college anymore, softball, because of teams like Oklahoma, who basically just sit back there and hit two-run homers every other batter. So you don't get a lot of stolen bases. The record for stolen bases in a season at Arizona is 67 by Allison McCutcheon in 1998. I don't know that Serenity Trice is getting to 67 steals, but she could shoot for her boss, Caitlin Lowe, who is tied for second on that list all time with 49 in a season. Let's shoot for that. Let's shoot for 50 steals for Serenity Trice this year. All right, let's give you our Casino del Sol replay.
The Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
John Ash will be one of those people celebrated this weekend at the 2001 Final Four celebration, and we talked to John about his experience growing up playing basketball here as a ball boy, eventually becoming a basketball player at the University of Arizona.
We had a game against Shadow Mountain when I was a senior, and Mike was a senior, and they came down to South Point, and the freshman game, which, started hours before the varsity game, there was a line out on Copper to get in. And by the varsity game, everybody was so excited to watch Mike play. And, they had some other standouts too. They ended up winning the state title that year. And I think we were also nationally ranked. And so it was sort of the best of Tucson against the best of Phoenix. And we ended up, I want to say it was 105-95. Mike had like 39 points.
Wow.
And then we had some standouts on our team who had a big game. So, but I mean, once in a while, I'll have someone mention I was at the Shadow Mountain game, and it's like, South Point was just bursting at the seams. So it's a fun thing to remember.
So then how did, as you're getting to the end of your high school career with the Lancers, how did things transpire that you were able to get into a position to be able to play at the University of Arizona?
So I think, thinking back, we would have open gyms, and some of the U of A guys would come down and play, Miles Simon and, and then also guys from other high schools in Tucson. Everybody would kind of come to South Point Gym and play pickup, and the games were extremely competitive. And, you make friends, and I think what happened was, I had some opportunities to go to some smaller schools and some JCs. I was small and sort of a pass first point guard. And, I had talked to Jim Rosborough at the time as to whether I could walk on. And, they gave me a shot to sort of do a trial where I, came into practice and worked with the guys. And I ended up being able to stay on and help the team. And it worked out really well. And I lived with Miles Simon and Bennett Davison. And, that first year in 96, 97, when we won the national title.
That's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Today's Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
John Ash had 19 points and 11 assists in that famed game the night that Tucson South Point Catholic High School took out Phoenix Shadow Mountain and the great Mike Bibby. Excuse me, I have to sneeze again. It's such a great memory. It's making me sneeze.
That South Point Gym is dusty.
I'm telling you, it really is. It really is. Thanks to John for joining us on the show. Thanks to Todd Holthouse for joining us on the show. That's going to wrap it up for us. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 10:30 in the morning from Meridian Wealth Management. Arizona Game Day. For cricket, for Dragon Ball Who's Off, for John W. Madden, my name is David Kelly. That's our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. Enjoy your Friday night. Get out and support high school basketball here in Southern Arizona, or soccer. There's games going on there too. You're listening to Wildcats Radio, 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic. We've got a collision Limberlost near Oracle, reported east of Oracle on Limberlost, reported as a pedestrian struck. Crash Ina near I-10 on Ina to the east of I-10. And we had some earlier backups on eastbound I-10 near Emperita Road. And I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic.
This report is sponsored by King's Hawaiian Sliders. Nothing brings friends and family together on game day like delicious King's Hawaiian Sliders. Bring them to the big game table and be the real MVP. Pick some up this weekend in the bakery or deli section of your local store. Football and King's Irresistible Hawaiian Sliders. There's nothing like it.
Hey, Ron. Gary.
Gary.
William. Ron.
Gary.
Hey.
Okay, we got that out of the way. What's on your mind?
I don't think people should pay their bills.
That sounds illegal.
Let me finish. I don't think people should pay their bill until 2027 for a brand new system from Alaskan AC.
Wasn't this my idea last month?
Yes, but this is this month, and it's my idea.
Hard to argue that logic. Okay, so the message is simple. Get a brand new heating and air system installed neatly in just one day
with AeroSeal duct sealing
and inspected 5 ways to Sunday. All of it, and make no payments till 2027
with approved credit. I'm the disclaimer guy.
So yeah.
Yep.
Now what? No need to complicate things, right? Start this year out with a shiny new heating and air system
and no payments for a full year.
Seems like we're forgetting something.
No, I did the disclaimer thingy.
Can't put my finger on it. Oh. Schedule now at AlaskanAC.com.
That's it. Can't forget that part.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low. It just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. I knew we could not put off getting life insurance. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $40 a month. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $18 a month.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-452-5050 or go to SelectQuote.com now. That's 1-800-452-5050. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 85% water, right?
85% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure concentrated cleaning ingredients. Don't pay for water, pay for clean.
Save $10 when you spend $30 on Tide and Downy. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent. Must buy at least one participating Tide or Dreft detergent item, plus at least one participating Downy and or Bounce scent booster, liquid fabric softener, or dryer sheets. Prepaid card by mail. Visit pglaundryrebate.com for terms and conditions.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? But taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Metamucil's gelling action also helps to promote heart health and slows down sugar absorption to promote healthy blood sugar levels. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day.
Nobody covers your cats like we do. We are the home of your Arizona Wildcats. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.